First of all, Ernest, I would like to start off by giving a shout out to FYF Sports Debates podcast. I really love that podcast. I really do.
Above names, worthy of all his praise, that still ain't enough, yeah. You don't know how hard I prayed, and he looked in my grave and he told me get up, yeah. At times I wanted to give up, told me trust him, even with faith the same size as the mustard seed, yeah. That was enough to me right where I'm at. Free me from places that I can't go back. Reckless to righteous when Christ is in that. Caught on his name cause his power's unmatched. Had me in shackles, see he broke the chain. Killing my flesh, he's my license for that. Renew my mind, so my mindset for that. When they set up, I got can't be set back. Ready, set, go. Yeah, she made me ready, he set me up, then told me go.
FYF Sports, man, Lamont, we back. And salute to Taj, man, Mahari, God first, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Sunday stream. And I think this was mandatory right here. Because people are going to stop, by all means necessary, whatever we got to do to prevent this from happening. People need to stop trying to take players from the past and move them into this era as if they would stand a chance competing. And I honestly don't care who it is. You're not going to bring Wilt into today's game, and Wilt's not going to score 30 a game. You're not taking Bill Russell, and he's not going to grab 25 rebounds a game. You're not taking none of those guys for what they did in those eras playing against that level of competition, the way the game was understood back then. Bring them to a more advanced level of basketball and then try to convince us that these guys could come and dominate what we're seeing today. It just don't work that way. And sports, along with anything else in human history, has never worked that way. Cars from the past can't compete with today's cars. With the nostalgia, do we love the classics? We love the classics. But realistically, can anything from the past compete with what we see today? And I'm talking about anything. We can go from we can talk about anything. We can talk about track and field athletes of the past compared to today. We could talk about football players of the past compared to today. Baseball players of the past compared to today. It really doesn't compare. And like I said, it's sad that people are really trying to use players of the past to diminish what we see today. And, you know, I came across a video because we're going to be reacting to a video that I came across. And I think this video truly defines what I'm talking about. He says, hold on now. And he says, hold on now. The cars back then were more doable. God first. No, they were not. They were not. They were not more durable. You know, I remember having I remember one of my first cars was a 97 Monte Carlo. I was in the auto shop. I was getting it worked on all the time. Getting tune-ups, spark plugs, and wires changed all the time. multiple things going wrong with different electronic components and things of that going wrong. Tire gauges going up. I don't really have those issues now. Right? The biggest issue I might have now is a tire, flat tire. When you get newer cars, I'm not running into no problems. Y'all keep saying there's more durable stuff, but I can't remember ever since I've leveled up my car game. I can't remember the last time I walked into an auto mechanic shop really needing some serious work. I just had a car I just sold was a 2006 Xterra. Bro, as good as that car was, as much as the nostalgia wanted me to hold on to the car because I invested and put so much into it, but I stayed at the auto mechanic shop with that car. Radiator problems, this, that. Y'all keep trying to say that these things were more durable. They're not. Nothing of the past is nothing of the past. When we're talking about things leveling up and then trying to take things from the past, and then people want to use these what if scenarios and try to say, oh yeah, if Magic was in this era, he would. No, if Magic was in this era, Magic would not be able to survive. People say use the eye test. Use the eye test. I want you guys to go use the eye test. Why y'all think I got that thumbnail there? Magic looking at his teammate saying, "Man, I didn't see the clock." Well, that's because you're dribbling with your back to the basket and you had no face-up game. But people will try to tell you that Magic Johnson was a supreme ball handler. This and they'll try to convince you of these things because they know that most people don't have the time to go back and research these things. And then the only thing most people will even go back and research are highlight clips, which highlight clips are meant to make you look good. You can take trash players and give them highlight clips and make a trash player look good. Most people aren't going to go back and sit and watch full games under the pretense of actually studying what was going on. Most people don't do that. So we're left with highlights, and that's what most people use as research, which is not real research. And this is what's tricking a lot of people. Right. So we're going to be reacting to a video today because I think this video is a very simple and basic video. This is a very simple and basic video. Because this video is so basic, it exposes how leveled up the game has, how far the game has come. All right. Well, let me pull this video up right here. And it's a short video. We're going to be reacting to the video. And once I react to the video, we're going to be bringing people in here to talk about this. All right. Because I didn't even watch the full video. I watched like the first minute of it. And I said, man, I got to react to this because people been getting fooled. Jamel Casino says you can't. No, I'm not crazy. The thing is, y'all got to stop lying to people. Like when JJ Redick said Bob Cousy would never survive in this era, people went crazy. But you know what people also did? People actually went back and started watching Bob Cousy video. And then they just got quiet. Well, maybe he ain't so crazy. Now when we crazy, this is the smartest thing to do. Before I play this video, the smartest thing to do, say those players were great, leave them in their air. Stop trying. When you compare them, when you look at their dominance within their own era. Don't compare one great player's dominance to another great player's dominance in a different era. There's too many other factors that play into this for us to give them a fair evaluation, even when it comes down to the Jordan and LeBron James debate. We have to keep Jordan in the 90s because it's not fair to judge them on equal criteria because the circumstances have changed mightily on and off the court reasons. But let me share my screen here. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to share this video right here. Now, I think this video, y'all, this video is simple. This is just a basic game of horse. It can't get no more simple than that. Let's go ahead and start playing it.
Today we have two former NBA scoring champions, Pete Maravich of the New Orleans Jazz and Bob McAdoo of the New York Knicks. Pistol Pete wins the toss and he'll lead away.
Behind the baseline on this side of the basket. He'll jump to the opposite side and bang it off the board.
Now, before we really dive into this, I want y'all to understand that the announcers just said these were two scoring champions. These are two of the greatest scorers of that era. Right? These are the types of players. What we about to see in this game of horse, these are the types of players that people of the past are trying to convince us could come into this era. They trying to convince us that these two players could come into this era and hoop. Right? Now, like I said, because people are going to try to lie and say, oh, you got some scrubs. No, these are two scoring champions, the best scorers in the NBA of this era. So we're gonna finish it. So we just saw Pete Maravich just completely. Hold on, we're gonna rewind that back a little bit. The man didn't have enough lift to even hit this reverse from the out of bounds line. This is a horse shot. You know, in horse, you hitting people with your most fancy shots. This is his first shot. Look what he's doing. And I'm gonna let it rip off, y'all. I'm just about to let it rip off. We're about to watch this.
To the opposite side and bang it off the board.
Not quite enough there, and so big Bob McAdoo gets the shooting advantage.
Left hand, straight in.
Little pop shot didn't look like much. Sometimes those can be tough.
Letter from Arabic.
Now, yeah, look. Bob McAdoo, in a game of horse, said, I'm going to keep it simple. They called it a little pop shot from right in front of the rim. These are two scoring champions. You would think this is a shoo-in. Look at this. No defense on the floor. Check this out, y'all. Look at this.
McAdoo gets the shooting advantage.
Left hand, straight in.
Little pop shot didn't look like much. Sometimes those can be tough.
Letter from Arabic.
So Pistol Pete
You
gets
got to
the
bank
first
it in
letter.
from the other side, both feet behind this line.
Now McAdoo's going to use all that height, 6'10", all that stretching ability to lean across the lane and bank it in. And Maravich, 5 inches shorter, has to stay with him on the same shot. And a second letter goes up on Pistol Pete Maravich, and a shooting advantage still with McAdoo.
Now, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Now, these are shots that I take warming up and form shooting. And I'm reeling off 50 to 100 of these without missing. And I'm not even a pro. But we talking about two of the best scorers in the league at that time. See, y'all, this is what happened when y'all got people trying to convince us that this era of basketball is trash and that all these guys of the past, man, y'all didn't watch, man. Y'all didn't see none of this. All right, well, now we watching. See, they keep making me go dig up these old crazy videos, thinking this stuff don't exist no more. Keep forgetting that I still got access to all the NBA playmaker footage. And when I go start digging this stuff up, then now I want to know, how do you explain this? If you're a fan of these old eras and these old guys were so much more fundamental in a game of horse, Bob McAdoo can't be any more creative other than just taking little pop shots right at the rim. He ain't using no athleticism, no finesse, no flair, no style, no skill. He taking little pop shots. And another one of the league's leading scorers, He's struggling to make the same shots, y'all. Look at these shots. Look at this. Look at this.
Ability to lean across the lane and bank it in. And Maravich 5 inches shorter.
And the announcer gassing it up like it's a tough shot.
On the other side, both feet behind
The
this
announcer gassing it.
Now McAdoo is going to use all that height, 6'10", all that stretching ability to lean across the lane and bank it in. And Maravich 5 inches shorter has to.
The announcer keeps saying he has to use all that height to lean across and just hit. No, it's just a reverse layup. You don't need no height. You don't need no skill. You don't need nothing. You just got to just be able to jump and have a little bit of finesse to your game and just get it across. It ain't really that spectacular. He's saying Bob McAdoo has to use his 6'11" frame. No, it's not a tough shot. See, but back then, y'all, this was amazing. Y'all see how many people were sitting here watching? This would be this is probably one of the worst display basketball events ever in NBA history if this would have went on today. And guys were taking these types of shots. You got guys clapping, cheering, the announcers talking about the skill going to these shots.
Stay with him on the same shot. And a second letter goes up on Pistol Pete Maravich, and a shooting advantage still with McAdoo. And he's going to stay right with the same shot from the other side.
You got the lead back, Pete. All right, take one dribble, throw it behind your back.
Now, hold on. Now, Bob McAdoo is now banned from ever being discussed in any legitimate basketball conversation after missing that shot. He is now banned. These are shots that GOAT Mike makes consistently. Look at this, y'all. Bob McAdoo is now banned from ever being considered in any legitimate basketball conversation from this day forward after missing this shot. And people are trying to say those guys back then were more athletic. Then they'll try to lie and say that these guys were more fundamental. They're not more athletic or fundamental. This is a fundamental layup. Absolutely no defense, no pressure. Y'all was getting mad at the dunk contest the last couple of years because you had youngsters trying to do creative and crazy dunks and missing them. You got at this time, you got two of the league's top scorers struggling to make fundamental layups, man. Fundamental layups in a game of horse with absolutely no pressure whatsoever. They're not even getting above the rim on some of these moves. They ain't going out. Remember, because they try to denigrate the Steph Currys, y'all. They try to denigrate Steph Curry. Oh, the threes. These guys ain't even stepped beyond the free throw line to take a shot. Man, come on, man. Look at this. Watch this man miss this shot, y'all.
And he's going to stay right with the same shot from the other side.
Now, the man is 6'11" and didn't come close to being above the rim. Now, imagine, we don't even have to take a good player. We could just take, I'm trying to think. We could take Thomas Bryant. And Thomas Bryant from the Denver Nuggets right now would win this competition. That's a fact. We can literally take the worst of what we've seen in the NBA and they would win. Look at this, y'all. Y'all saw him. And I don't care if he's 6'8", 6'9", 6'11". I don't care. He just missed a wide open layup at the rim in a game of horse. And my question is, why are you taking layups in a game of horse? You try to actually win. If he knows that he can win a game of horse by taking layups, how bad was the game of basketball at this time?
Pistol Pete Maravich, and a shooting advantage still with McAdoo. And he's going to stay right with the same shot from the other side.
You got the lead back, Pete. All right, take one dribble, throw it behind your back, catch you with the right hand laid on the opposite side.
Okay. That's easy for him to say. McAdoo and the Knicks sure remember Maravich that game.
Why did this man wipe his forehead like he a little bit stressed about making this shot? Hold on, y'all. Why did Bob McAdoo literally just wipe his forehead? Like, woo, this is a tough one. Look at this. The man just wiped his forehead. Look at this. He's rattled. He's rattled about having to take this shot. Look at this. And listen to the crowd, y'all. Do you know the crowd would be booing? Look at this. See? And look, DJ, y'all. These are the players that they will try to convince us that they could come into this era and mix up everybody in this league. Watch this, y'all. He gonna wipe his brow like he worried about this.
McAdoo and the Knicks sure remember Maravich, that game last season when he threw in 68 against New York. And Mr. McAdoo picks up.
What? Man, okay. The man didn't come close. And you talk about not being able to handle the ball, you not being able to go to the opposite hand and finish on the other side of the rim. Now, if you look at the title of the video, everybody said, and everybody's laughing and saying, "Oh, you crazy." Okay. But look at how the lack of skill shows. Now, I want y'all to tell me, if we put Mikey Williams into this competition, who would win this competition? Who would be the most skilled player on the floor if Mikey Williams joined this competition? Right? Look at Bob McAdoo's attempt at this shot. Right? We could, like you said, you could put Ben Simmons in this and he would have won. We can literally take the absolute worst. We could have put Ben Wallace in this competition and he would have won. This is something that the absolute worst offensive players that we have would dominate. Look at this. First, this is how I knew he was in trouble before I even seen this. The man wiped his brow before even taking the shot. He was worried about this shot. That's crazy.
McAdoo and the Knicks sure remember Maravich, that game last season when he threw in 68 against New York. And
man didn't even come close.
Mr. McAdoo picks up the letter.
Didn't even know how to throw it behind his back.
Simple little scoop shot.
Maravich goes to a little dip shot.
What kind of game over this? A simple little scoop shot. All right, man. Come on, man. These are the two scoring champs.
As you recall, McAdoo got a letter on Maravich and a similar shot earlier. Now Maravich gets it right.
The man just airballed it, y'all. The man just airballed it. See, now y'all can't now, because a lot of times, y'all, I would have just watched this video. Right? A lot of times I would have just watched this video and told you guys about it, and y'all be like, "Nah, you lying." Now I'm playing the video. Bob McAdoo just airballed a wide open layup in front of the rim with absolutely no defense. See? But people want to try to convince us that these guys could come into today's game and even compete at the high school level. Now, based on what y'all seeing now, could these guys compete on a high level prep team? If they had to go play, right? If they had to go play a high level prep team right now, who you betting your money on? Run that back, y'all. I gotta run it back. Look at this.
Simple little scoop shot.
Maravich goes to a little dip shot. As you recall, McAdoo got a letter on Maravich and a similar shot earlier. Now Maravich gets it right back on McAdoo.
Basil Carpenter says they could dominate this era, period. Hey, if you got to pick one of these two up to be on your team, you can have them. Give me some of these high school guys. Give me one of the Thompson twins. Give me Mikey Williams. Give me somebody. Give me Sharif O'Neal. Give me Shaq Son. Give me any one of these guys that's out the league. I'm taking Anthony Bennett, the Kwame Browns, all these guys. Hasheem the Beat. Give me any one of those guys over these two. That's how much the game is advanced, man. Y'all got to stop trying. See, y'all gonna see. And I got more video. I got more video that includes Larry Bird and those guys. If y'all get to thinking, trying to say this, that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson's not in the conversation.
Take two hands, throw it over your head with your wrist, catch it while you're in the air, and just shoot it in, off the board. Okay?
Nothing to it for Pistol Pete.
You want to see a replay of that?
No, it's all right. I get it.
You got it?
I get it.
He does have it.
Hey, he finally made
Omni
one.
International
Bob
Complex in
McAdoo
Atlanta.
finally made a layup in a game of
Take
horse.
off the board. Both feet behind him.
Letter for McAdoo.
First time we'll go behind my back. All right? And through my leg with the left hand on the outside.
Hey, who y'all taking? Bob McAdoo or Damian Jones for the Lakers? Who y'all taking? The man in a game of horse has already missed 3 wide open layups. 3 wide open layups. Come on, man.
Side.
This is a Pistol Pete specialty. Round the back, through the legs, up from the other side.
Bob McAdoo ain't doing that. Bob McAdoo ain't doing that. That wasn't ridiculous, but that's already too advanced for Bob McAdoo. And Bob McAdoo was one of the best scorers of the game at this time. He already know he gonna miss this shot. Right now, I'm just wondering how bad is he gonna miss the shot? Because one thing we already seeing from Bob McAdoo right now, he got absolutely no coordination with the ball. He can't dribble. He can't do simple behind the back moves. He has no coordination with the ball. He's just big. And more likely than not, with him already missing a ton of layups at the rim, we're just talking about a guy who was just bigger than everybody that could literally just tap the ball in enough times where it went in a little bit more than everybody else. But we're not talking about a high-skill guy that's taking you off the dribble, doing a whole bunch of stuff. He's showing it right now. He ain't got it like that. Not in today's game. Not with today's bigs. Not with the skill level of these players, the way they could defend. He don't even look like he can make a high school team right now. And Pete Maravich right behind him.
You think you can pick that one up?
Yeah, I need to pick that one up.
You got to pick that one up on the replay.
All right, watch. Take a dribble and I'll go around with my left hand. Watch. Back around that way. Right. Left hand to right hand, back on the right leg, and then up. All right, right hand to left hand.
Want me to write that down, Damo?
Right to left. Spring around right to left.
By golly, Big Bob almost got it, but a fourth letter is up.
Oh. Hey, Lando Heartless. Stop trying to lie to us now. Now you trying to tell us Bob McAdoo was a jump shooter and that's his excuse for missing 3 layups in a game of horse? A guy who was considered the best scorer, one of the best scorers of that era? That's your excuse? Now you trying to lie to us and tell us he was a jump shooter? Okay. Or you could just say he was great in that era. Stop trying to bring him into these other eras that are far more advanced, far more superior, where high schoolers couldn't bear. What you mean is you said it though. I don't care if he was a jump shooter. If he's a jump shooter, how come he ain't using his jump shooting strength to win this game of horse? He ain't shot one jump shot. Neither one of these guys have went beyond the free throw line to take a shot. No deep threes. I mean, Even as little kids, when we playing horse, we going out behind the 3-point line. We throwing a ball over our head, all types of crazy stuff. The last thing we going to do in the game of horse, even as little kids for us, we not walking up to the rim shooting basic layups. Everybody makes those shots. These guys have done that multiple times. They have not done anything spectacular or special. They're not getting above the rim. They're not extremely athletic. Neither one of them are great ball handlers. Like I said, I can put any basic high schooler right now. I can throw Mikey Williams into this game, and Mikey Williams would look like a god. This is fact. Now, this is the video. So, like I said, we've already seen Bob McAdoo miss a reverse layup right at the rim at 6'9". He's already banned from any basketball conversations where we're talking a legitimate basketball comp, legitimate basketball players, right? See, these are the types of videos that will make me remove people from my top 75. It's so bad, it could literally, like, Draymond Green is offensively better than both of these players. That's the crazy thing about it.
And so McAdoo's a letter from
All right,
elimination.
one dribble, left hand behind to the right hand, laid up on the opposite side.
Another layup. And he missed it.
So now
2 All-Stars. We have about 7 missed layups in a game of horse, and none of them are particularly complicated layups. You said McAdoo not a jump shooter? I don't know what he was, Landa Hartless. I don't know what he is. Hey, the one thing I know he's not, he's big. I know he's not a good, I know he's not good at layups. For whatever, at the end of the day, I don't care what you consider his best skill set is. He's not a good basketball player compared to what we see today. You can try to lie and say he was good at all these other things. We're looking at a basic game of horse. If he was a good jump shooter, he would be taking jump shots to make this game a little bit more difficult for Maravich, because Maravich is just doing layups, beating him in a game of horse. And this man is 6'9". Basic layups at that. See, all I'm saying is y'all be trying to fight the video. Y'all acting like I went and edited this up some special way. Y'all watching the video.
McAdoo will lead away.
Straight in.
That's his number. They say that McAdoo will shoot from 2 area codes away and bill it to the Knicks. If Maravich stays with him.
They made free throws.
Bank shot.
Letter from Maravich.
That's sad right there, y'all. That's sad right there. This is a game of horse, y'all.
Maravich stays with him.
Bank shot.
Bank shot.
Difficult. The level of difficulty. Clanks it.
Letter
That's
from
wild.
Maravich.
So there you are, 4 letters to 3.
Another bank shot. He's a jump
McAdoo
shooter.
on the verge of elimination.
Clanks
still with the
it.
shooting advantage. Now he loses it.
Man, bro. He don't even shoot. He don't even shoot like he's a shooter, bro. Y'all in here trying to tell us about this man's skill set. He don't even have the form of a good jump shooter. And he's clanking it.
McAdoo on the verge of elimination, still
Clank.
with the shooting advantage. Now he loses it. And the pistol can close him out. Move to the quarterfinals
Straight
here.
jump shot.
Corner. What do you say? Corner jump shot?
Right on down.
Down the circle.
Now, hold on. We're gonna do this. Hey, Landa Hartless. How much you want to bet that he missed this? So you said he was a jump shooter. I'm gonna leave it paused right now. Hold on. I'm gonna leave it paused. I don't know the outcome of this. How much you want to bet, Landon Hartless? What you want to bet? Make or miss? You want to bet that he make? Would you bet money on his nice jump shot? You said he was a jump shooter. This is his elimination shot. This is clutch. This is pressure right here. Pressure on the line. Wide open jumper for game. Yeah, I wouldn't bet it either. We all know it's a high probability that he misses this shot. No fundamental to his shot. It is not. Neither one of them are very good fundamentally. Neither one of them have any good touch around the rim. Come on. Clanks it, and he's out.
Big guy pulled the string, and so Maravich advances to the quarterfinals, and Bob McAdoo of the Knicks goes out.
Hey, and the funny thing, y'all, that was All-Star. That was an All-Star game event. Y'all complaining about dunk contests where guys just flying all over the place. This was an All-Star event. That's an All-Star game event. But y'all want to act like the game ain't advanced. I'm going to drop the link, man. We're going to let y'all up here to cook on this. Hold on. Lando Hartless said, I don't care about a game of horse. He says, once again, he was a jump shooter in his career. Do I need to rewind this back and look at, first of all, as a jump shooter myself, I can just tell if you're a good shooter by your form. The man got atrocious form.
Right on down.
Look how he shoots, bro. He's not a shooter.
Big guy pulled the string, and so Maravich
don't get mad at me.
To the quarterfinals, and Bob McAdoo of the Knicks goes out.
Don't get mad at me. That you see? And this is the thing. People get mad at me for just playing the videos. People get mad at me for just playing the facts. See, now don't get mad now because I'm digging up the facts. Y'all acted like that was an all-star game event. Y'all complaining about LeBron James ruining the dunk contest, all this stuff going on. They all-star game event was a game of horse between two of the best players in the league. Come on, y'all. Look, I dropped the link. Look, if y'all feel, don't, like I said, if y'all mad about it, I would give you opportunity to get it off your chest. But what we saw, that was atrocious. That was horrible. Nothing skillful about it. I could have put any high schooler, a few middle school players out there, and they would have dominated this game of horse against grown professional NBA players. I could probably pick anybody blind off my team over at GCU to win and would have won this. Come on. Y'all stop trying to convince us that he says never once said McAdoo could dominate this era. Hey, look, I'm just saying, based on what I saw in this game of horse, Bob McAdoo needs to start getting removed from people's lists. Based on what I saw, Pete Maravich needs to go down, right? People were mad at Damian Lillard being in the top 75. Well, I can't be mad if Damian Lillard's in the top 75 when people like Bob McAdoo and Pete Maravich are in there. Because people are going to run around and be like, oh, they were great, this, that, and that. Okay, yeah, they were, but they were great in their own era. And this video is primarily targeted to those people who like to try to bring those players into this era saying, it's so easy to score in this era in the defense that okay. Well, now we see that two scoring stars of that era could not come into this era and even compete on the EYBL circuit. If I don't know basketball, you can come explain it. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all gotta tell me how skillful these players were. I want y'all to be able to come up here and tell me what should stop anybody from removing those two players immediately from the top 75 list if they have their own top 75 list. After seeing that display of that horse game, why should I not why should I not remove both of those guys? Let's see if you have the right answer for that. Because if it's just about skill, this is what you guys make it. These guys could come into this era and do X, Y, and Z. If it's about skill, they could not do that. Landa Heartless, I'm telling you he couldn't shoot, period. I'm not comparing him to anybody. I'm telling you, if you say he was a shooter in that era, he was not a shooter in that era. He's not even a good shooter. Hey, link in there. Link is in there. I'm just waiting for people to come up. I mean, I know y'all been embarrassed for me playing the footage, showing it. I know y'all embarrassed. I know you don't like it that I dug this up.
Hey, Lamont, can I ask you this question, though, bro?
What's up, Mahari?
Here's the deal, bro. You could have chose a different video than that, man. I mean, it was decent, but, bro, that's not good enough. You got to show something much more comprehensive to really illustrate your point. That was just a little weak because of the game of horse. Nobody really takes it seriously. So you could have just chosen a different video than that. But other than that, though,
Mahari.
Are you seeing the game between the Lakers and the Mavericks as I am right now? It's actually pretty close right now. But go ahead.
They were competing for $5,000.
Okay. Yeah, right? That's not. Yeah,
hold on.
I know it was a lot back then, but that's not. Penny. That's pennies. But go ahead.
They were competing for $5,000, which is a lot of money back then.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And just like guys, so should I say, guys in the dunk contest, we should just give them passes? And they just because it's a dunk contest. We know. We see guys come out in all-star events in today's game, and they try hard. They're pushing to win. Why are we now trying to say, oh, they weren't trying just because it looked like trash?
Did I ever said that though, Lamont?
No, what you saw was the best that they had.
Well, of course, because back then these guys were vastly different athletes than what we see today. So, I mean, that's really much an unfair argument.
So, Mahari, please explain this to me, Mahari. How did Bob McAdoo miss 4 layups right at the rim?
Because he wasn't trying at all, bro. He really was not legitimately trying.
You don't have to try to make layups.
Again, you're looking at a video from way back in the set. Hold on, let me finish. You're looking at it. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish, Lamont. Let me finish before you interrupt me, because I know where this is going. Because here's the thing: you're looking at a video from the 70s at a time where the NBA was struggling to try to generate any popularity because the ABA was already beating their brains in before the merger.
What does that have to do with him missing layups?
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish, sir. Because obviously you're gonna take this the other way around. Because here's the deal. The deal is though, bro, like these guys, a lot of these guys back then, they weren't even taking that thing seriously enough, even for $5,000, because at the end of the day, that's just pretty much pennies.
It's not literally pennies back then.
Yeah. That's penny. That was pennies even then. No, compared to what the other players, even the lower tier players were making, that was pretty much pennies to them to what the lower tier players were making back in the 70s.
Hold on. I'm looking at the inflation calculator. $5,000
okay, let's hear.
70s is equivalent to $40,000 today.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
I'm talking. Today, that's the economics back then.
Hold on. This is how we know that's cap, because people.
Okay, I'm listening.
If I did a contest and I said,
we
playing a game of horse for $500, people would play hard. You telling me back then that he wasn't playing hard and 5,000 was on the line, and that 5,000 today is equivalent to 40,000? Come on, man. And then where are you getting it? Why are you giving him the cop-out excuse that he wasn't trying because he was missing layups?
Because I was reading body.
He just couldn't make layups.
I was reading body language, sir, and I will tell you off the rib, they weren't even trying. So there you go. Today I'm playing the defense today. So that's what's going to happen. You going to troll around? I'll troll around with you.
That ain't trolling. No, hold on. This would be trolling. This would be trolling if this was like edited and spliced up. This is real.
I know it's real. But I'm trolling back at you because you were basically trolling around with the old heads. I was just trolling around with you.
I'm just saying, it's just I can't help that Bob McAdoo. I can't help that Bob McAdoo couldn't make layups.
Lamont, I was just fucking with you, bro.
No,
I'm my bad.
He was legitimately struggling with some of them layups.
Oh, I know that. I was just trolling. I was trolling with you, dude. I was just messing around with you just to get your engine running.
Let me go to Lee. Real quick. What's up?
Lamont, I was gonna say, why are you doing this? Lamont, you already know I'm on your side because you and I share the same sentiment. But why are you doing this? You already know what reaction you're gonna get. You already know the response. You already know the type of people who are gonna come on this panel and just lie like they always do. Lamont, why are you doing this?
He's just doing this because the thing is, he's trying to illustrate the point that a lot of these great players from the 70s and the 80s could not play in today's basketball. That's what he's trying to do. And unfortunately, a lot of the old school fans of the 70s and the 80s have this issue of not letting go and not accepting the fact that the game today is much more different than it was when they watched it. That's why he did that horse video to illustrate the point that, listen, you're going to credit these guys a lot more than what you see in today's basketball. That's what he was trying to do. So I know Lamont's playbook.
Yeah. My personal opinion about the situation is I appreciate that Lamont is holding all the old guys with all the nostalgia accountable. Because I get tired of hearing them guys take shots at the new era. Have no respect for the new era. You hear all these crazy, horrible narratives that's not consistent about the new era. According to old heads, we don't play defense. It's all about threes and all this other narratives.
Right.
There's no consistency.
Reading today's game.
So when you see videos like that and you see guys trash from then, I feel like the old heads nitpick on the guys now. So I'm not really mad at what Lamont doing. I feel like he's just holding them accountable.
Yep.
Don't take shots at the new guys if the old guys doing the same thing.
I agree. I was just saying that kind of be facetious a little bit because Lamont and I we talk off the panel from time to time, but it's just I'm just tired of the I don't hate the old heads. I really don't hate anybody, but it's just same old jargon, everything. Well, Rick Smits will average 33 today.
Exactly.
Nobody's saying dumb stuff like that, bro. Everybody knows
that's not true.
That's not true. What are you talking
about? That's not true at all.
That you say like that.
What are you talking about?
Nobody with common sense is saying Rick Smith is averaging 33.
I'm using an analogy, sir.
Well, use a better
one. Use your brain then, idiot.
Hold on. Let me go to Angus McCaskill. What's good, Angus?
Dang it, Lamont, how dare you post this video? Yo, come on, man. You know this is my generation.
Hey, look, they jumping as hard as they can, too.
Listen to me, young fella. This is my generation. You wasn't there.
Look at this, y'all.
Where's the game film at?
Look at this. Hold on. I don't need game film. If I see you miss this layup, I ain't putting you in no game.
Wait, don't the old heads always say the eye test? Isn't this the eye test?
Hold on.
Where's the game film?
Isn't this the eye test?
Hold on. So you saying if I see you doing this before the game warming up, I ain't putting you in. You ain't getting in.
Facts.
You know, Lamont, you're absolutely right, Lamont. You know the best thing is,
talking about. What are you talking about? If you miss that, hold on. Now look, that layup right there was very simple. Look at him wiping his brow. He's struggling right now. Watch this. Watch how he blows this.
I thought the old heads was so fundamental.
Not funny.
Remember how they put narratives and said they so fundamental?
Stop laughing.
And you can't make a simple layup.
What's funny is
look at this. No,
evolved products to old.
6'9". Y'all look at this.
That's what y'all do every time.
That's dumb.
Hold on, y'all. Airball to layup. Look at this.
How we watch this anyway?
Watch this. Hold on now, y'all. Watch this. 6'9". Come on, man. Stop.
That's not funny.
Where's the game film, man? That's what I care about. I don't care
Hold on.
about no horse game.
You tell me where the game film is.
You can find it on 70s fans.
I want to know what game you was watching them.
Bro,
I want to know what game you was watching that made you think that was good.
The same way that you found that horse footage, you could have found some game film to break
let me ask you a
bro.
question.
I know that, bro.
Tell me one game. Hold on. Tell me if you know about Bob McAdoo and these two players. Tell me one game that you want me to go watch that shows their greatness as far as skill and athletic, like all this.
I mean, you see their stats, right?
Los Angeles Lakers,
So you just looking at the stat sheet. You haven't really watched them or
He asked me a question. Go to the games where they dropped 30 or 40. Just type in.
Bro, it's okay to say I didn't watch Bob McAdoo, bro. Just be honest.
Bob McAdoo dropped 40, bro. That's all you got to do.
Hold on,
because that's your era.
So,
I mean, that's all you got to do, bro. Bob McAdoo dropped 30.
Hold on, y'all.
You didn't watch him.
Hold on. Let me do this. I want you to explain to us. Tell us why Bob McAdoo was great. Tell me the skills, attributes, things like that.
You're the expert. You tell us, Mr.
Able to shoot, quick first step, dominant on the interior. Hold on. Hold on. Time out.
Y'all see how none of that?
Go look it up.
Do y'all see how none of that aligns with the video?
None of it.
Oh my God, bro. Go watch his game film, bro. And everything I just told you.
We watching them on film.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Lamont funny as hell, bro. I can't believe this.
Y'all be acting like it's me. Hold on. You sitting here saying quick first step, jump shooter, this, that, the other. I'm watching them right now. I don't see nothing athletic or quick about his game.
None of that.
Okay, so basically,
bro, he barely getting above the rim.
So basically, like he was scoring all those points because the competition
was
trash. Okay, I got
Look at this.
Scrub.
He makes this.
Bro, name me Scrub, man. Name me Scrub right now.
Look at this. Hold on. How did he? Hold on. If there's defense on the court. If there's defense on the court, how does he come close to making it?
Wow. So I guess he was playing against cones and chairs, right?
Look.
And I guess
he's not going against nobody right now. He blew a layup, bro. That's
Are you serious? Are you serious, Lamont?
He's 6'9", bro. He's 6'9".
I'm pretty sure this little guy named Ben Wallace.
I've seen Goat Mike make that, bro.
Who the heck is Goat Mike? I don't know who that is.
Hey, this man trolling, man.
I know it hurt a little bit because that's your
Hold on. Watch this.
Lamont is pretty much trying to troll the old head. That's what he's doing right now.
Watch this. Hold on. We gonna do a comparison. We gonna do a comparison. We gonna pull up Goat Mike.
Man, please. I'm pretty sure none of y'all my heyday couldn't be.
Lamont, please stop.
Watch
I'm pretty sure none of you youngsters today could beat me.
No, that's a stretch, Lamont. You comparing Goat Mike to Bob McAdoo.
Yeah, come on.
That's not a stretch. That's not a stretch.
Hold on, watch 30 for 3 seasons in a row, bro. And now we're comparing them to. That's crazy, bro. I mean,
Goat Mike can beat me. I'll tell you that much. Nobody's beat me.
But if Lamont not doing nothing, he's definitely showing y'all to leave y'all legends in y'all era and respect them in their era. Don't compare them to
the game advanced, bro. Like the game advanced, bro.
That's true. Crap. I'm in the green.
Tell me how.
What you mean?
Bro, the game advanced because kids were able to see what the old school's doing. They went to camps. They were able to do more moves.
You stole our moves.
Evolution is undeniable, bro. Like double crossovers and everything. I mean, bro. I'm not going to hate on the new era, bro, but I'm not going to take a dump on the old era, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to dump on them. Compare them to their legends.
You just did.
All I'm saying is compare the legends to the legends in their era. Don't compare them to now because I don't feel like some certain legends I feel like will still be able to be versatile and be able to be great in this era, but it's certain players. No, I don't feel like that's gonna cut it. Certain players, I feel like they'll be role players.
Please name them. Name them.
You said name.
All right, we about to play. We about to play Hitman X and Goat Mike. We're going to see more skill in basketball.
Please. Lamont, please, I'm begging you. Bro, I will cash you right now.
Now, that's the troll right here.
Lamont,
no, it's not. Watch.
No,
it's not.
Lamont, I will cash out you right now. Please don't play.
Grandpa, just sit down, Grandpa. I got this. I ain't going to let these little guys just
Lamont, please. We've already seen this. Oh, my gosh.
This little strip man try to act like he can beat me one-on-one.
Oh my!
Who is this
You
little
said
man?
name a few. I mean, Bob McAdoo
Hold on.
and
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. First of all, Goat Mike and Hitman are already moving faster than we saw with them two.
Let's see what these guys
Small
do.
players. How tall is Goat Mike? How tall is he?
Come on, Lamar.
Yeah, that's why I said you trolling now, Lamar.
No, we're not. Look. Watch Hitman. Watch Hitman. Clink. Hey, Cross.
Lamar,
Dang,
Lamar, I highly doubt you can
neither
beat
one
me.
of them. Hold on.
I highly doubt nobody can beat me.
Oh my God, Lamont, why are you doing this today?
Right. No, I get your point, man. He drive his point home, but I don't know about the video.
Man, you better speak to me. Why?
Triple threat. Is he trying to size them up?
Oh,
he already picked his dribble up. He can't go nowhere.
Okay.
Oh, nice triple threat. Old ball, throw that from the 70s to 80s. Throw that.
And did he make it?
No, he missed it. Oh, so much for skill, Lamont, since you lied. Man, look at those nice, comfortable shoes.
Good post up.
Let's see, trying to back him down from the three line.
Good move.
Spin,
good move.
Fade.
And he made
it. Look at it.
He hit it.
Man, look at those nice, comfortable. Man, look at those nice, comfortable shoes, man.
That's a horrible camera angle, man. That's a trash camera.
Yeah, he has like a rectangle. I mean,
yeah, man. What? Yeah, man. Look at those nice, comfortable shoes they got. Those nice, comfortable shoes.
You making an argument they was hooping in Chucks back then, so it's a little harder?
No, I'm from that generation, little boy, so you should know that.
I mean, but that's the thing, though. Everything's going to be more difficult back in the day because of the lack of technology.
Thank you.
I mean,
what else? What else?
You know, but at the same time, though, like, we still got to respect evolution. It's undeniable,
Lamont, question.
Screw that. They don't respect the past. Scratch that.
Wait, I don't get why you taking offense to, like...
How do the Lakers come back?
He's not disrespecting the era. He just holds
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
I got a question.
How the fuck did the Lakers come back and take the lead?
I don't know. I'm watching the game now, but Lamont,
I was getting blasted by damn near 25.
Lamont, I got a quick question for you.
You said the Lakers came back?
Lakers winning by 3 with 18 seconds to go.
Lamont, I have a quick question for you.
This would be a big win.
Lamont, I got a question for you real quick. You hear me, Lamont?
What up? Yeah, I hear you. What's good?
Somebody in the panel just mentioned, the lack of technology. So Lamont, I just have to ask you, does working on your game in the gym make you a better basketball player, or just technology?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People think that you need. First of all, you know why there's so many. You know why the NBA's full of black players, because only thing you need is the basketball and the rim. It's not like tennis or golf where you got to buy equipment and it's expensive. The only thing you need is a ball and a rim. And the rims is everywhere. You just need to go get you a ball. And then sometimes you get any type of ball, black basketball, orange, you get anything you can makeshift as a basketball. All you got to do is get on the court with some type of basketball. You can work on your game. So for y'all to say it's all this technology involved, it ain't. It's just a ball.
It's a lot of equipment now, man.
You are a
It's a lot of equipment.
Hold on. What equipment? What equipment?
Basketball machines.
Bands while you're dribbling,
bro. You've been watching too many YouTube videos, bro. Bro, that is not how people really train, bro.
Right.
Nobody trains like that. All them videos.
What about jump soles? What about jump soles?
Nobody uses that.
Okay.
You're a mastermind, man.
Bro, the three most expensive sports are football, baseball, and hockey.
If you really around people that train and hoop, they don't. It's just a ball and a rim. They getting in the rim and they running through drills, ball handling. They just use a ball and a rim. It ain't nothing special about training.
Bro, did they even have cones back in the day, bro? Like, did they even have cones back in the day?
Bro, now they didn't have cones, man.
Right.
I'm asking.
You're making excuses.
You know what? You're absolutely right, little man. You know what? Since I'm 7'9", here's what I want you to do. I want you to play me one-on-one.
Really, dude? Don't do it.
I'm dead serious. Play me one-on-one, little man. See how good you do.
Bro, you're not taking TV, man.
Bro, guys got Dr. Dish machines now that pass you the ball automatically.
You better play me one-on-one, little man.
It's a whole new time, bro.
You got somebody rebounding for you.
Bro, bro, it's some D1 schools that don't even have a Dr. Dish. You're watching too much YouTube. If you're thinking people are using all this equipment to get nice,
my high school had a Dr. Dish, Lamont.
Okay,
and that was years ago. Bro.
Your high school had a Dr. Dish. How many NBA players came out of your school?
None,
I bet.
No, it don't matter, bro.
Exactly.
Hold up, but there were some high D1 players though.
Bro, man, come on.
He said NBA.
Okay, and I'm saying that there was high D1. Like, not everybody could make it to the league.
Bro.
That shit not easy, bro. But there
Well,
was
they
high
was probably
D1
good
players.
enough to make D1 and not make the league. That's what Lamont's saying.
Yeah,
If you don't hoop enough, you're not gonna be good enough.
Bro, that's not true. That's not true, Lamont.
When you look at what Ja Morant's dad had Ja Morant doing, he just had him doing basic jumps onto boxes or the tires. It didn't take no special equipment. He's taking basic. You don't need no special equipment to be good at basketball. You just need a basketball.
I'm not saying you need it. I'm just saying it's good to be able to have it, though. That's what I'm saying.
Most of the people that have it ain't even nice.
You mean that showboating flashy point guard from the Memphis Grizzlies?
Oh my gosh!
Wait, are you really taking shots at Ja Morant?
Yeah,
yes, I am taking shots at Ja Morant. I don't like.
Man, you wouldn't be able to touch him, bro. So be quiet.
There's somebody in your area that can beat him.
Bro, you wouldn't even beat Ja Morant 1-on-1, bro. Keep
he won't be able to stop me. How about that?
Wow.
1-on-1 is a fantasy land, by the way.
Bro, you're dreaming, bro.
That's a fantasy land.
I know what I can do.
Real 1-on-1 is 3 dribble max and all that stuff. Not that 1,000 dribbles and stuff like that.
Thank you.
I know. So there you go. You guys are showboating flashy people.
Bro, you couldn't beat Ja Morant even on your best day.
He couldn't beat me either.
We won't have a chance. None of us will, to be honest.
Exactly.
I mean, bro, like, this is a high-level NBA player, bro. I mean, I'm not going to disrespect this new generation, bro. See, that's why the new generation don't respect.
Hey, look at Pootie. Look at Pootie. Pootie, hit the link.
Because of the disrespect.
Hit the link, Pootie. Tell us about
I'm not going to disrespect the the new school, bro. I love the old school, but I ain't going to disrespect the new school, bro.
Where do you rank Bob McAdoo?
What do you mean, all time?
Oh, damn it.
I got him outside top 50 now. You know, I gotta look at the players to make a real. But he's outside top 50.
No. Based on what you saw today.
Okay.
What team could Bob McAdoo start on and average 20 a game?
All right. If I'm just going based off that horse video, and I never knew anything, I would say Bob McAdoo was trash. I'm keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. But because I know about Bob McAdoo, I'm not gonna let the horse game influence my mind and say he's trash. But if I just got that horse video, I would have called him trash.
You was not there.
Hold on,
he's smoking some easy layups right there. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, damn.
Hey Lamont, I got a question.
What up, Delta now?
So if it's all about technology, right? How come most people we started out hooping with milk crates and like a soccer ball or a beach ball?
It's not all about technology, homie.
Hold on. If it's all about technology, how come you got kids overseas in Africa and in Europe doing the same thing without all this so-called technology? If it's all about technology,
it's not all about technology.
Somebody brought up, the reason why they wasn't good back in the day was because of technology. Like, what did technology got to do?
I didn't say that was the reason. I'm saying back in the day, they had a lack of things, bro. I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all, because I didn't have technology
What did they
growing
have
up.
back then that they have today?
Bro, really, bro? It's 2023, and you want me to answer what they got now that they don't have back then?
Did they have resistance? Did they have a basketball and did they have a net? Did they have a basketball and a net?
They had weights. They had tracks where they can run and get in shape. They had heels.
Information. They didn't have information.
But they had basketball. They had a basketball and
they didn't have the information that they have today.
They had a net. So
they don't have the nutritionist information that they have today. I mean, there's a lot that they didn't have.
Okay, so let me ask you something.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
They had a basketball and a net. That's all you need.
If that's the case, then why compare the two eras?
They was just making Gatorade, bro, like from the University of Florida, bro. Like what? In the late 70s, bro, they just came out with Gatorade and shit.
But it was still, but see, my thing is, like I said, I'm saying they still had a basketball and a net. All they had to do was improve and work.
You're right. And there was still great players back then.
How is they great players when they can't even make a reverse layup?
These were two of the greatest players back then.
Yeah, exactly.
He said they had scoring titles.
Bro,
right, Lamar?
They were great players, bro.
They was great players, but they couldn't make a reverse layup. Come on now.
Bro, I just seen Luka smoke a layup today. I just seen LeBron smoke a layup. I just seen Victor Oladipo smoke a layup yesterday when my Heat lost to the Hornets like some bums.
Wisdom. Hold on. It's a difference between smoking a layup in a game with real defense and smoking a layup in a game of horse with no defense and no pressure.
Facts.
And if we see these guys miss combined 7 layups in a game of horse that are not highly complex, Nobody's asking them to go up with the opposite hand, reverse, do all this crazy. These are just basic layups that they missing in a game of horse with no pressure. I can't imagine the amount of layups I'm gonna see them miss if I actually watch a full game.
Let me ask you something. So, just looking at the amount of layups that they miss, what do you really think Bob McAdoo would be able to do if you put him in today's area with these compact zones? Just think about the zones that they run and some of the schemes that they run. Think about how they would find a way to shut him down. Just through zone defense. It just
I don't even have him making the NBA.
I can't see. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean when I say like respect players and leave them in their era. They were great players and they moved the needle, but don't compare them to now because a lot of those guys are getting cooked.
Another thing that people is too is like, let's say like they only do this with basketball. Like you're not.
Somebody said Jake Paul went down.
You're not going to see like you're not going to
guys. You know what?
Lamont, the Lakers. Lamont, the Lakers were down 27. You were right.
Yeah, I just watched the game from start to finish, and the Lakers came back from a 27-point deficit in the second quarter to beat.
They got the win.
Hold on. Now we're gonna compare this.
Yep. Lamont, please don't.
Now hold on.
Where you learned that
shot? That shot right there. Hitman X could have won that game of horse with just that shot alone.
Hold up. A feint into the shot. Just that shot alone would have won the horse.
It would have won that game of horse with Bob McAdoo. Get your background. You got to echo. Hitman X, watch this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. A nice little blow by pixel dribble, uses his body.
What is Hitman X wearing?
Okay, so he picks up his dribble. He tries to.
Bro, just pull him up and shoot it. Good grief.
Damn, it's an echo in this shit.
Yeah, somebody got an echo. I don't know who it was. Make sure y'all mute your backgrounds, y'all. I had to mute everybody. Somebody got an echo. Look, hold on. Heartless said this is low-grade basketball. I can swear when I was watching Bob McAdoo and them, that was low-grade.
Wait, Lamont.
Hey, come on.
Hold on. Lamont, rewind that back, please.
Bro, the guy got no lift off the ground. He could have got blocked if the dude in black played defense.
Lamont, please rewind that back.
Anyway.
Look at this.
Lamont, please rewind that back. Please.
Where?
Go, Mike. Couple seconds pass.
Hold on, watch it. Hold on. Now that Hoop Jargon's here, watch this. Hoop Jargon. Now hold on, Hoop Jargon. Because you missed the first video that I played, Hoop Jargon. Because I wanna get Hoop Jargon's thoughts real quick. Hold on. Let me do this. Hoop Jargon, I'm dropping the link for you. Where is it?
Hey, Lamont, I was falsely mistaken, bro. Tommy Fury just beat Jake Paul.
Wow. That's crazy.
That don't surprise me. He's a real boxer. Anthony Carter, you got an echo.
Okay, bro, let me drop out. I don't know what's going on, man. Salute FYF, man. Y'all smash that like button.
Well, I don't hear no more. What?
I got a quick question too, Lamont. How come it's only a back? Oh my God, echo.
Okay, my fault, guys. Let me drop out.
Nah, but how come it's only a basketball when people be like, oh, like for example, like you're not gonna hear no track and field fans be like, oh,
there we go. That's
the ones who do this back in the day. You're not gonna hear no boxing fans be like, oh, Mike Tyson would do this, or in today's era, oh, what you call it, Joe Montana would do this. And today's era, it's only basketball fans that. Man,
I know. I've heard some NFL fans. You know.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got. Hold on.
But it's mainly.
Hold on, Dale. We got Hoop Jargon in here. Hoop Jargon. Now, your thoughts.
Lamont, what's the deal, man? What's the deal?
So your thoughts. So before I go further, I just want to because I don't know if you missed the beginning of this. What are your thoughts on players like, Bob McAdoo and Pete Maravich, and just all the stars of the 70s and 80s?
In what capacity?
Huh?
Like in what capacity? Like my thoughts. What do you mean?
I mean, as far as because when we hear the sentiment that a lot of the stars from the 70s and 80s, you put them in this era because of the physicality, they would dominate. Do you agree?
Okay, but before I do that, I want my apology for my Russell Westbrook assessment, sir.
I didn't. When did I say you were? Did I say you were wrong?
You said great players figured out. I was like, no. The Lakers
he did figure it out.
What they figured out? A buyout?
He demanded the trade, and he figured out another new situation.
Boy, you slippery. Boy, you slippery as hell, boy. All right. All right, so
LeBron figured it out. He got him traded.
yeah, I told your ass. But all right, so at any rate, I take that as a concession. I mean, listen, man. 80s players were tough, a lot more tough nose rather. They were a lot more skilled as far as team dynamic. So can I say that they would dominate in this level? It's hard to say because the rules have changed, bro. Like the dudes are faster, stronger, bigger. I get that. But are we watching a better band of basketball overall? I can't say yes, bro. So that's hard to compare eras, man. So I'm going to ride the fence on that one, bro.
Now, right now on the screen, we got a game of horse between Bob McAdoo and Pete Maravich, two of the greatest scorers of that era. They both scoring champions. They playing a game of horse, showcasing their skills. Now, unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of missed layups and, Bob McAdoo's really trying to push Pete Maravich right here. A reverse layup to the other side of the rim, 6'9". Now, hoop jargon, I know you can do that when you play. Now, let's see if Pete Maravich, one of the greatest scorers, can he finish it? And he can't really get the reverse layup.
Check it though. Hold on. This is bad. But
hold on. Bob McAdoo, we got one more. Bob McAdoo, reverse layup. Oh, he can't get it to go for some reason with no.
I'm not gonna lie, that's shocking to see that, bro. Like he be dunking in traffic, bro. Like Bob McAdoo be dunking in traffic, bro. Come on, bro.
But hold on, didn't they have a whole George Mike and George?
Okay, this shot right here. That is a horse shot. Like you really showcasing some, fundamentals. You got a little bit ball handling. You got a little bit to your game when you can do that. Now, Bob McAdoo, look, hold on. Now you see that right there? That's how he wiped his brow. He knew he's in trouble. Why now? Watch this. He don't know what to do. Come on, man.
See now, hold on, man. I ain't gonna let you do this shit to the old players. Because listen, bro. They didn't do shit like that. Like, so let me give you context. Larry Bird was a horrible three-point shooter, right? Because he didn't grow up shooting threes. So these dudes ain't grow up doing these trick shots. Now, you got this era of these cats.
Larry Bird won the three-point contest.
But that ain't a trick shot, though. That's a reverse layup.
But if you look at his three-point statistics, they're low because he didn't grow up shooting a shot. So it's easy to laugh at him in that capacity if that's what you want to do.
But is that a trick shot?
Larry
Is that a
Bird,
trick
one of the
shot
best
right there?
three-point shooters of all time.
I don't think that's a trick shot. That's a basic reverse layup.
That's not a trick shot. Yeah,
boys wasn't playing playground ball like that, though, bro.
Did we see this happen maybe 15, 20 times a game?
Yeah, Bob McAdoo got no excuse smoking that. There's no excuse for that at all.
So going back to my comment with team dynamic, yes, individually this looks horrible. I'm not capable for this. But what do they do in the 5-on-5 environment with team dynamic? That's what I care about.
Exactly. Game film, man. Come on now.
But hold on, y'all.
That's what I care
about the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. Like this worse.
And hoop jargon, just to put context, this what we watching. This is an all-star game event.
I mean, we watched the game last week. It's like the lowest rated one ever. I
know. This is the best of the best showcase. Hold on. Now watch this. Hold on, hoop jargon. Now. You airballed that.
Hold up. He airballed the underhand.
He said, don't get twisted. This is horrible.
Damn, he airballed the underhand?
I can see if you do that from the 3-point line.
Shocked, bro.
Well, you said the All-Star game was the lowest rating this year. So what would this horse game be rated if it was playing in this era? What would the rating be?
So, but you got to compare it to the era,
because people will want to go watch to see and laugh.
I'm sure if you put this... Nah, see, I'm not letting y'all do that. The era, bro, it wasn't creative back then, bro. Like they just embarking on new stuff, bro. So
yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah,
didn't do that during my
okay. So y'all telling me I should play actual game film? Do y'all really want me to play game film of these two?
I mean, yeah, bro. Like the man dropped 50 in the playoff game.
Now, when I go to the game film, I'm just telling you right now, this is
no excuses, bro. Like no excuses after, bro.
All right. I don't want to hear nothing about no bad chucks, bad technology. All right, now y'all asked for the game film as if I wasn't prepared for that question. Hold on, let me get to the game.
Man, all you gonna do is cherry pick the one you want. So
yeah,
okay, hold on. Okay, how about this? How about this? I'm gonna just type his name in and y'all select the game.
Okay.
All right. See that? Because I already know without even watching, I'm gonna see some garbage.
Okay.
I see garbage every day in the NBA. What you talking about?
I know,
every
but
day.
we have a much higher standard.
We just talk about Russell Westbrook. I see garbage every day from that dude.
Yeah, but the problem is, if you drop Russell Westbrook into that era, he's scoring 62 points a game.
Not true.
He's gonna dominate.
No, bro.
No, that's a lie.
If you put him in,
Nope, because Russell was born in the 50s, bro. Russell would have been born in the 50s, bro.
No, he's not. With the defensive rules and team dynamic, if he dropped 50, he'd be a loser. Just how he is right now.
Hoop jargon. Back then, if you get fouled, anytime you get fouled, you go into the free throw line. There wasn't even the foul limit.
Okay, but that's like in this era right here. Like every time you get barely touched, and we see LeBron do all time, he grab his eye and all this stuff. Come on, bro.
Hold on, barely touched?
Be for real.
Come
yes,
on, man.
barely touched.
That is not true.
It's actually one of the most physical eras of all time.
Come on, bro.
Were you getting barely touched?
Just because this is not a bunch of flagrant fouls and a bunch we're not playing football. You don't got to play football
Bro,
and basketball to be physical.
They bailing out offensive players.
Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to remember
this is the ultimate offensive player bailout era.
They said when Bob McAdoo played, it was a physical game, right?
It was not physical back then. It was just
It had to be physical.
It was physical, but not that physical.
Him playing big, I say yes. Him playing big.
We're gonna be watching for physicality, skill, defense. We're gonna be watching for all that. All right.
Okay.
Let's watch.
They call hacking
flagrant fouls and trying to say, "Oh, it was physical."
You know what? Let me show you little youngster something. Play the video.
I'm about to. Hold on.
So you call hacking physicality?
Bro, like that's a physical thing, bro. To get hacked is physical, bro.
That's not defense, bro.
They pick out 3 clips from the Bulls and Pistons series. Oh, they played Jordan physical. Like, nah, it was just a hard foul. They do them same hard fouls today.
Man, nobody cares about the 80s, man. Play the 70s, man.
Nowadays, they got skills. They can slide their feet and actually play defense.
And y'all still get knocked down. Y'all still get knocked down. Y'all cry.
My ears are bleeding right now from here.
This era is way more. Hold on, your era, they can't even make a reverse layup. I don't want it.
Nobody was doing it back then, though, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody was doing that in my generation.
Dr. J did it, actually.
It's like saying Joe Montana wasn't throwing Pat Mahomes passes because nobody was doing it back then. Who cares?
Here's the thing. It's a difference between not doing something and not being able to do it.
You're able off repetition, bro.
Like this.
You're able off repetition.
Here's the thing. Like when I hoop, I wanted to hit people with crossovers and get to the rim, but I couldn't. I mean, there's certain things like there's certain things people could do, and they just couldn't. So I stuck to what I could do, which was shoot. So I shot far more threes than layups because my go-to was shooting. You do what you are good at. You don't. If you can't make reverse layups, you're not doing reverse layups. If you have the athleticism to do it, you're gonna do it.
Lamont, so I was a dunker, right? So I'm 6'7", 240 in real life. When I played ball, I was like 210. Mm-hmm. I had a 40-inch vertical. Bro, when I look at the slam dunk contest around when I graduated college, 07, of where it is now, bro, it's like leaps and bounds. It's not because we ain't had a hops. It's not because we ain't had ability. It's just nobody was doing it. So basically, in my era, like between the legs and a little bit of flash on it was that when you're a dunk contest back then, right? Or go on free throw line. That's when you're done. Because these dudes like putting it 360 and then finishing backwards and all this kind of crap. You don't know until somebody do it. It doesn't mean we had a ability.
It's just like the guy that we saw in the dunk contest this year. The guy for the Knicks. What's his name again? Jericho Sims. He was probably easily the most athletic player there.
Easily.
The problem with the reason why he couldn't execute a lot of the dunks, he didn't have the skill and finesse with the ball that it took to execute the dunks that Mac McClung was doing. He had the athleticism to do every dunk that won the dunk contest. He didn't have the skill to do it. So dunking is a skill.
Of course.
So certain types of dunks take skill to do. You got to literally practice these things. You got to be able to go behind your back with the ball. To go between your legs is a certain skill with that. To do the 360s and have the coordination to get back to the rim and know where you are in the air. It takes a certain level of skill. So it's about a little bit more than just jumping high. So 40-inch vertical is good, but it don't add to your skill level. You being good small is how much work you put in the gym.
The skill is what's normal, bro. It's normal of like what guys do. So you start to mimic it because it's normal. But if you just mimicking like just the average regular dunks, then you don't have nothing to go off of. So social media has opened up the Flight Brothers. when they start just doing these crazy dunks on YouTube that nobody ever saw, they start upping the level. So if you don't have that as a reference point, you relegate it to what you see in your local stuff. Go ahead.
Hoop jargon. Why would guards do we see the most creative dunks? We see some of the most, because I think guards handle the ball more. They're a little bit more skilled than most bigs.
They have more dexterity. I agree with that.
So what I'm saying is some of the things that it takes to win a dunk contest is more than just jumping high. We know that there's been guys that with 40 inch first.
I never said just jumping high though, bro. I never said that.
But it takes a certain level of skill to execute these dunks too. There's a lot more. So Bob McAdoo, Wilt Chamberlain, all these guys, you could give them 40-inch verticals which obviously looking at this video, Bob McAdoo did not have a 40-inch vertical.
It takes repetition, bro. It's repetition. That's my only point. It's repetition. You see your peers doing it, you mimic what your peers do. And so if you do it over and over and over and over and over, you see all these horrible ass skill trainings that people do. So you got guys with handles that you never saw, but they can't hoop. So it's like, of course, if you see it, you do it, then it's normal to you. But if not, then you're normal to what you've been practicing. And ultimately, what I'm saying is they got to do the team dynamic, though. That's what I care about.
I just hear a bunch of excuses. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it's what it is, though. It's evolution. That's how evolution happens, bro. That's why nobody was doing 360 tomahawks in the 1980s.
Because they couldn't do it. That's why.
No, because it didn't exist. Nobody thought
exactly, bro.
They couldn't do it.
Nobody thought to do it.
Because they couldn't do it. That's why. If they could,
hold on.
What didn't exist? They would have airballed it, or they would have bricked it.
What didn't exist?
He said
doing these crazy dunks where they just their body.
Hold on. For one,
go ahead.
Guys like McAdoo and Maravich, they didn't have the athleticism to even attempt this stuff.
That's not what he was saying, though, bro. That's not what he was saying. We talking about overall. We talking about overall guys like Dominique and all that shit. They're doing tomahawk power dunks because that's what everybody was doing.
That's why, because he could do it.
That's what everybody was doing, though. What nobody doing nothing else? So your boy Isaiah Ryder came with the East Bay Funk, and it was like he broke the dunking contest with that shit. That's easy work now because everybody worked on it.
They wasn't doing it because they couldn't do it. It's just simple.
Bullshit.
And they also wasn't thinking about it either.
They wasn't thinking about doing it, bro.
He wasn't thinking
before you could do something, bro. Like you gotta see it.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it first.
Hold on. So who did Dominique Wilkins see do it?
Huh?
You said so. Who the first?
Dr. J and them boys, David Thompson, all them dunkers back then.
All right,
that paved the way.
So who did they say do it first then? Who did they see do it
first? Y'all still can't. So y'all basically telling me you would feel comfortable bringing Bob McAdoo from his era, putting them on the 76ers, replacing them with Embiid, and they could win a championship?
Hell no.
He was a scoring champ.
But I'm saying he'd be better than a lot of bigs that we got right now. I'm not saying Embiid.
All right.
I'm not saying that. Embiid is generational big. I'm not saying that.
I'm looking for physicality, ton of high-level skill, rough and tough play. That's what I'm looking for.
All I know is niggas on the panel, if you ain't never dunk, I ain't trying to hear what the fuck you talking about with dunking, because that's just a hard-ass thing to do, bro. Niggas talk like this shit just easy, just to put it between your legs and dunk.
Easy, but you just trying to make it look like, like.
But I'm telling you, as a dunker who been in dunk contest, I only knew what to do based on so I mimic something. So that's how the shit progresses forward, bro. That's all I'm saying, man.
So you didn't have the creativity to think of something?
No, I didn't. Nope, I sure did. Nope.
Then that's your fault, bro.
Okay, but that's what people. That's reality, though, bro.
You can't blame somebody else because you.
I'm not blaming shit. I'm explaining it to you. I'm not blaming shit.
But look at what we done. We done changed the conversation from actual basketball to a dunk, which is not about that. We're just talking about watching two guys in an open gym playing a game of horse.
Pull up.
And when we're talking about a game of horse, where in a game of horse, the purpose of horse is to take the shots that you find easy that would be difficult to someone else, so you can actually win the game. What we saw two guys, a guard and a big. Neither one of them went beyond the free throw line. They didn't have the skill set, because people were in the chat saying that Bob McAdoo was a jump shooter. The farthest he shot a shot was a free throw line jumper. They were all wide open, and he lost the free throw line jumper that he needed to make to win the game of horse. He missed multiple layups that were wide open. None of them were very complex. They were all reverse layups, and anything that required dexterity or ball handling, like going behind the back, he could not handle or manipulate the ball at all. He really couldn't dribble.
That's fair. I mean, it's goofy. It was a goofy competition, but I mean, I mean, I don't know.
Now it's a goofy competition. It's only a goofy competition because
have you ever seen a good game of horse in your life?
Yes, I got one for you.
All right, please.
It's only a goofy competition because it don't fit the narrative. That's why.
That's not my narrative, bro. I don't give a shit about the 80s players. That's not my narrative. I don't give a shit about them. I don't give a shit about Bob McAdoo.
You got a good game of horse where it could really be interesting, please?
I don't give a shit about Bob McAdoo at all.
Hold on, Lamar. I think somebody said in the comments said Wayne Gretzky admitted that he wouldn't make today's NHL only.
I don't know nothing about the hockey, man.
I can explain that a little bit better.
No. The point I'm trying to make is that it's only basketball fans that if Michael Jordan played this era,
well, you know what though? I've heard baseball fans even say that a lot of the pitchers in the 70s and the 80s would.
You don't hear it as much.
Yes, because the thing is, baseball is totally different now because the different rules and different pitching motions. You can't even go
the miles per hour, bro.
You don't hear it as much NBA.
Exactly, and a lot of them don't even have the same arm strength as a lot of the pitchers of today.
But my point is, you don't hear that.
We got middle relievers throwing 100 miles per hour, bro. It's a different time, bro.
You don't hear
exactly.
That.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You don't hear that as much as you hear NBA fans. Like, I don't even want to bring up LeBron, but they try to make it look like him breaking the scoring record wasn't even that big of a deal. If somebody
you can't listen to people like that though, bro.
I mean, but these are people that you have on. These are people that's on ESPN. These are people who's on TV. These are people who got all these subscribers.
I mean, those are people that are just paid to just basically say dumb stuff like that to make a lot of the old heads continue up with this argument. But as life continues on with basketball, it's going to continue to evolve to the point where there's no argument anymore, and then you're just stuck making narratives now to the point where you make yourself look foolish.
It's a double-edged sword, though, because people say the same thing. Well, that made LeBron the greatest scorer.
Right.
Guys who average more, i.e. Jordan. I'm not a Jordan guy, but I know y'all like to put people in categories. I'm not a Jordan guy.
All right.
So it's like
here you go. Here we go. Right here. We got a game of horse.
Let's see.
Yeah, we got a game of horse between Jaylen Brown and then another. He's a YouTube hooper named Marcellus. Some of y'all know him, some people don't. He can hoop too. He played at I think he played at San Francisco, University of San Francisco. He's a hooper too. So this is a YouTuber who played D1 versus a pro who is not, at least as far as errors go, he's not up there like Maravich and McAdoo. He's kind of just like the bottom tier all-stars in the league.
Right. Let's see.
All right, let's get to the shots, man. Let's get to see what shots they taking. Oh, they already went out to the 3-point line. Hold on, somebody has an H already. Hold on, we got to go back. So I didn't skip something. All right, I'm just gonna let it play. He says you guys from the '80s can hit a step. Yeah, nobody was doing step back three because nobody had it in any bag to step back.
Maybe Isaiah Thomas, but that's the only thing closest.
Nobody had no step back then.
Right.
I ain't capable for the '80s, but come on, man, shit. I can't even watch '80s basketball like that. But come on, man.
Now these are two guys joking around.
Yeah,
you can tell that they joking around. The other two guys,
they were serious.
They're not doing this for no money. They doing this.
Bro, that $5,000 meant a lot back then.
Nice.
Just that one layup right there would have smoked everything that Mac could do and all them.
Okay.
Maybe Maravich could have hit it. Marcellus Harris would have H.
They doing
right. He got H right now.
They doing it for free.
Nah, he was just joking that time.
He joking that.
Yeah.
You clearly see them. I'm not trying to cape for the '80s. I'm not. I promise you.
Yeah, you good.
We gonna see some of these shots go in. I just want to see. I just want to compare some of these the degree of difficulty and how easy they make them look. Oh, we got Jaylen Brown up next.
All right.
Oh, and now cross that back.
Cross step back. Bang.
Now that would have eliminated McAdoo and Maravich immediately.
Man, I know, right?
That's right there.
It would have been close.
Yeah. I would love to see a game of horse during All-Star weekend. I mean, it'd be interesting, but
it depends on who it is. The only way you can make that interesting is with you got to have fan favorites in.
Exactly.
Basic free throw.
Free throw. Okay.
This is what eliminated McAdoo. He couldn't make the free throw. They're not joking around. They're not joking around. They serious now. He was a good free throw shooter in college.
Nice.
Man, McAdoo couldn't make a free throw, but he could.
Well, McAdoo shot like Bill Cartwright and Javale McGee. And somebody was in here talking about he a shooter, man. Come on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a shooter back then in terms of what they were back then. So, but whatever. Okay.
And Tommy Fury.
Yep.
Tommy Fury did he knock him? Oh, split decision.
By
Somebody
split
said he knocked him down.
Yeah, he did knock him down, but it ended by split decision.
Oh, let's see this.
Ooh.
That would have eliminated both.
Pete Maravich.
That would have ended it right there.
Maravich might have been able to pull that one up.
Yeah, Maravich was a better ball creator, a ball dribbler than Mac.
I got both of them. They would have been done for one of them.
Ooh.
Just threw that up.
Okay. It's getting interesting.
Does it count though? I don't know if that counts if he didn't go glass with it.
Well,
no, I don't think he had to go glass though.
Unless you call it, I guess you got to call
I
it
think
glass.
you actually legit called it glass, but he wasn't trying to.
Oh hell no! Oh,
my god!
My
gosh!
They'd have been cooked.
Yeah, Jalen Brown. Yeah.
Oh man, it's grass lettuce right here.
Brown is.
Yo.
Oh man.
Oh, Jargon, you probably looking at some of these wondering if you can actually do it.
Shit, for real though.
He can't do it. Jalen can't do that.
Hey, I didn't play at the rim. I ain't gonna.
Me neither, bro. I'm not above the rim type of person. I'm below the rim.
It was, matter of fact, in game, it was a couple layups I made. I questioned how they went in. Have you ever done that?
What's that?
Like, so I remember, I don't know why it sticks out in my mind.
Ooh, H.O.
I don't remember why it sticks in my mind. I was driving in the game, right? And I'm driving against like one of the probably best defensive players in the conference, right? Boom, driving. And I just made it up on my mind. I'm just going to go up and I'm just going to put it up and just see what happens. He probably going to send it. And somehow he whiffed and missed at the ball. And I put the right touch on it. And it just went in beautifully. I'm talking about looked like a highlight layup. But I don't know how it went in, though. I don't know how. I ain't going to lie.
I had one. So it wasn't a layup. It was a dunk. Right before we played Oregon State, my junior year, we was in practice, man. And it shut the practice down. Like the ball came off the rim. It was like 4 people in the way. And I ain't lie. I closed my eyes and just did some shit and talked on all them. Coach shut the practice down and everything. And I was just like, and everybody gave me more props than I deserved because I was just like, yo, I just closed my eyes and just let my body just rest.
Who's Daryl Griffith? See, somebody said I'm not beating Daryl Griffith. Who the hell is Daryl Griffith?
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Dunk, whatever they call him.
No, he's talking about Daryl Dawkins, bro. You messed up on the spelling, bro. That's Daryl Dawkins, and second of all, Daryl Dawkins was about 6'10" or something like that, who can dunk like crazy.
Yeah,
but that's all
he used to break rims.
Yeah, he used to break rims, but he used to get in foul trouble a lot because he was so undisciplined defensively. That's why the 76ers couldn't go far with Daryl Dawkins at center. That's why they brought in Moses Malone in '83.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, too, before I go, I was going to say the one trick shot I did one time was we were actually up north in Duluth, right? And we were at a Special Olympic tournament, right, for basketball, right? And so I was just I was running the fast break. I got a baseball pass, right? And there was 2 guys on me, right? So then I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to do a spin move. It's not my repertoire, but I'm just going to try it and see how it goes, right? I don't know what happened. I just closed my eyes, planted my right foot, spin to the right, and then the big guy was trying to block the shot as I was going right. He whipped the ball, and it went high up the glass, and it bounced in. And I can remember the gym just going like, what did I just see? And I'm like, I don't know what I just did. You know, this is one of those shots where it's just like, you just can't predict that. You know what I'm saying? So
be like that sometime, bro.
And Lamar, can I send you a clip of Orlando Blackman cooking Jordan?
He probably did.
Oh yeah, we're not. Listen, Michael used to admit that Orlando Blackman gave him more problems.
You saying that already?
He can hoop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Orlando Blackman back when he's in Dallas. Yeah, he used to get Jordan fits.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but hey, Lamar, man, I'm gonna go though, bro, because I gotta get grocery shopping, man. But Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man, and try to show a better video than that. And really just your point, brother. I'm just saying.
Hey, like I said, they were at the All-Star game showcasing what they had, man.
All right, man.
I even got a Larry Bird with Red Archibald training video. It looks horrible.
It don't matter, man. What he do on the court, man?
Yeah, but I respect what he did on the court against his own competition. I'm not respecting it in today's era.
How could you though and make a real?
I'm saying if you take Larry Bird in his prime and you drop him in today's NBA, nobody's fearing him.
Bullshit.
Nobody's fearing him.
If Dirk did what he did, Larry Bird would did what he did.
Dirk was just more skilled. He had a little bit more in his bag, and he had more size.
He's younger. He came through a different era because we came out of Germany.
Yeah.
Dirk was horrible.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Dirk used his skill set. He had to add a lot to his game. He had the size, which actually helped it with a lot. But when I compare it to Bird, Dirk did a lot more offensively.
Larry Bird would have dogged the shit out of Dirk Nowitzki. And I like Dirk. Oh, yes, he would have. He plays both sides of the ball. Dirk didn't play no goddamn defense.
Who's Larry Bird stopping in today's game?
Let's go. Come on.
Here's the problem with the argument. The problem with the argument is, one, it will never happen.
Of course.
And two, no one can stop you from over exaggerating Bird's skill sets unless we actually pull up video to showcase what he was. But then even when I pull up video, y'all get mad and say, nah, that ain't right.
Y'all nothing.
So what, you want me to pull up the video?
I do against what you did against your talent. Because you're right. You can't rejigger reality. You can't. So it's an endless conversation nowhere. But if we're talking about what you did to your competition, Bird did way more. It's not even close.
Wait, so if Larry Bird were to play in this era, do you think he'd be top 5 at his position?
At small forward, yes, of course. What are you talking
about? So who would he be better than at the small forward position in today's game?
Everybody not named LeBron.
No. Give me.
Bro, he's better than
LeBron James.
He's better than Tobias Harris. He's better than Chris Middleton. He's better than DeMar DeRozan.
Bro, he would be Gordon Hayward.
Better than
He would be Gordon Hayward at best.
No, he wouldn't.
He's better than Dylan Brooks.
No, he wouldn't.
He's better than DeAndre Hunter.
Is he better than Paul George?
Yeah, he's better than Paul George. Easy.
Wow.
Yes, he's better than Paul George.
That's easy, bro. That was an easy question, bro. Come on, give me another.
Larry Bird?
Paul George done?
Larry Bird.
What are y'all talking about?
Bro, I like Paul George, but what has he done to be compared to Larry Bird? What has he done to be compared to Larry Bird?
Are you talking about? Hold on. So are you saying you would feel confident? I mean, I know one-on-one's not a real thing, but if it's just about player for player, you would feel confident one-on-one. You think Larry Bird gonna beat Paul George in a game of one-on-one?
I don't care about one-on-one. I care about what you do 5-on-5. I don't care about
but we're talking about who's the better basketball player. That's what we're talking about.
I'll say DeAndre Hunter.
I led in with my premise, bro. Team dynamic, bro. I don't care about what you do individually. AI would mix damn near everybody one-on-one, right? But in team dynamic, hell no. So I mean, I don't know what the premise of y'all discussion is.
So what if Larry Bird didn't have a Hall of Fame squad? Then what would you say then?
So what? What if my aunt had a dick? She'd be my aunt, uncle, right?
Bro, but that's what we're doing.
Hold on, what you call Lamont? You said he going ahead with at best. Larry Bird he Bogdanovich at best. I'm sorry, off the Pistons.
Oh, have mercy, y'all just be saying.
I'll take Sadiq Bey over Larry Bird in today's era.
But here's the problem. Y'all try to take the skills of what it took to be great in the 80s and say it could work wonders in today's game, and it couldn't.
They do the same thing.
If they had the same training.
Same thing. No. Hold on. We're not evening the skills.
How you trying to cut and paste this then? So how you trying to cut and paste
hold on, first hoop jargon. One thing I know for sure is that in French Lick, Indiana, out in the barnyards in the countries, it wasn't no technology anyway. So he would have the same rim on the farm. He would have the same rim on the side of the farm with the
hold on. No, because you know now they'll fly you from anywhere now.
No. Larry Bird was an Indiana guy.
Yes, they will. You be in Virginia playing for Texas, Texas AAU team.
No, he was the Indiana guy. He
Shout out
wasn't
to
leaving
Steven
the
Jackson.
barn. He didn't leave the barn. He didn't even go far from the barn. He went to Indiana State.
This is such a goofy premise, bro.
Yeah, back then, bro. That's all back then, bro. That's all
if you
back
got
then.
talent, they fly you anywhere now. You'll play
Easily,
for
bro.
Larry
a
Bird
New
wouldn't
York
even
select team being from Texas.
Yeah, but Bird wouldn't have wanted to leave.
You don't know that.
Exactly, bro. Come
I
on.
You don't know that.
If Larry Bird was born in the 90s,
hold on.
come on,
Bird got all that money. Where he go back to as soon as he
It don't matter when it was
he
time
went
to be a
back to French
professional.
Lick.
It's time to be a professional. When it's time to rest, it's time to rest. Like Karl Malone, he like drive trucks and stuff. I mean, that's a bad reference right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
man, like the fish still got a flip phone.
If we talk about 2023 in today's game with how everything is played, I'd say Jeremy Grant right now over Larry Bird.
Yeah, okay.
Rabbit ass mind.
Say Larry Bird today.
You got your rabbit ass mind.
Y'all gotta realize like what worked in the 1980s. Like players are doing that even better today. They way more.
Everybody doing them Larry Bird turnaround.
If you don't compare though, you got to compare the whole thing. You can't just use one aspect of it.
That's what I said. Is they
That's what I'm saying. It's a goofy argument to begin with. If you only just want to Frankenstein it your way.
Great. Let me ask you this, Hoop, though.
Go ahead.
We all know that the 80s was an extremely pace up style of play. It wasn't much emphasis. There were some teams that had put a big emphasis on defense, but for the most part, it was a pace up era. It wasn't the greatest defensive era at all, to say the least. So in a pace up era like that, against far less defensive talent, he was able to dominate to that degree. Why do we assume automatically that, like you said, there was a lot of things that they didn't even practice? So the moves that he had in his bag would be extremely limited when we're talking about players of the day. So his arsenal's not even going to be as deep. Why do we automatically assume that's just going to translate to 2023? And he could drop them. You could drop them on the Houston Rockets, and they would turn into playoff contenders.
I got you. The same reason why bum ass dudes will quote on by conventional means, like Kevon Looney can survive this era. If you play basketball the right way, you understand team dynamic, you still will dominate. That's why Jokic, with his old limited bag he has, right?
He's not limited.
Still dominates.
How's he limited?
Because he's slow. He can't really rim defend, but he's efficient. He understands the game. Luka Doncic, another one. Slow.
Luka Doncic is limited.
He knows space really well. He can see the game 2 steps ahead, and that's why he still can dominate in the era.
Did you just say Luka is limited?
Yes, as far as his athleticism. Luka Doncic is athletic. He's athletic.
Nah, bro. No,
athleticism might be that, but come on.
That's what I'm saying, though.
You said he got a limited.
No, I'm saying that he still has the understanding of team dynamic where it still translates in this game where everybody's hyper athletic over him. He still can do what he does because he's smart. He plays basketball the right way. So
and evolved.
He's still evolved, bro. Hold
on. But Hoop jogging.
Same shit.
Hold on. How does so with Luka being limited athletically? What trait does he utilize then to get an edge on guys that are more athletic? He uses what?
Yeah, he uses his basketball.
His physicality.
A little bit though, but
that's not a little bit. He's a physical guard.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Bird's bigger than Luka.
That's part of it. But if you watch him play, his understanding of angles, understanding what guys are going to be, that's what separates him.
What I'm saying is, one, I think Luka has underrated athleticism. His first step is very quick. His ability to get by you and get you on his hip. Right, he understands angles, so he just plays his angles where. So there's a level of IQ to it, but he just takes. He takes his skill sets and he maximizes every potential skill set that he has in his bag.
Right, but he's not out jumping nobody. He's not out running nobody.
But you don't need that. I'm not saying you need that to be.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying you need that to be great. You don't need that to be great. I'm saying the game is advanced so much. He understands the dynamics of the game. He just has so much added to his game. I just don't know how players, like you just said, there's a lot of stuff they didn't practice or even have in their bag. If they don't have it in their bag, how are they going to bring it to this era and be successful? If we're talking about a Bird who's not extremely athletic, he's not going to jump over, he's not going to wire you. But if he lacks all the moves in his bag that Luka has, then how is he going to have success?
And evolved Larry Bird's going to dominate.
And if you say that he's going to, if you say that he's only going to do enough of the fundamentals to be as good as Kevin Looney, then he's just going to be another Kevon Looney.
No, I just gave you an example of a guy that everybody would discard with impunity. Nobody ever bigs up Kevon Looney. But I'm saying he would always have a job in the NBA because he does those fundamental things with very little skill. And he's not big particularly. He's like 6'10", right? So what I'm saying is a guy who has way more talent like Larry Bird, if you stick to those principles of understanding team dynamic, understand floor spacing, understand all those things, and you just are efficient, you still can dominate in this league. That's what I'm saying.
So you saying not to cut you off. So you saying that you saying that Larry Bird could
y'all dominate games down too much.
Hold on. You saying that Larry Bird could come in this era and he could be an all-star?
Easily.
Absolutely.
Come on.
That's nostalgia.
Absolutely. It's not nostalgia. It's not nostalgia.
Dominique Wilkins, will he be an all-star? Dominique Wilkins?
Maybe, I don't know. Because he doesn't have enough skill to me.
I'm asking the brother that was asking about Larry Bird. Would Dominique Wilkins be an all-star?
The thing is, though, like I said, some of them dunks that y'all, because y'all just so stuck on nostalgia, so y'all can be like, oh, Dominique Wilkins, he was athletic. It's people doing that in middle school.
Nah, he was a great scorer, too, bro. Like, he was a great scorer overall.
He was a great scorer.
I literally just said I don't know, so it's not nostalgia.
He was a great scorer in a weak.
I literally said I don't know.
Hold on. He was a great scorer in a weak defensive era.
Yeah, weak defensive era. Okay.
It's a weak defensive era right now.
You said what?
It's a weak defensive era right now.
Hold on. This is the thing.
It's not weak. It's not a weak defense.
Wow, bro. It's just weak as hell, bro.
I'm a Miami Heat fan, bro. Like, we got Strus and Duncan Robinson running around tripping in the fouls and shit.
Bro, stop it. I don't know if y'all actually be watching the game, but y'all like saying, "Oh, it's weak."
I watch basketball
like
very well
because you got Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 and players scoring all these points. If y'all actually watching it, they making tough shots. It's just going in. Like, they practice these tough shots and they doing in practice. They've been doing this since they was kids. So it's not like, oh,
they've literally made the rules.
No, they just making it look easy.
What rule is makes it more conducive to score? Are you talking about
hand checking?
Hold on. Are you talking? Hand checking was never conducive to scoring.
Hand checking was a foul back in the day too.
Hand checking don't help. If you can hand check on somebody, bro, it's a competitive advantage.
Hold on, Delta there. Hold on. Who?
Go ahead.
Hand checking don't help. As a guard myself,
yes,
as a guard myself, hand checking only only helps me understand what angle to play. You're giving me an advantage. You're allowing me to use your weight against you. Hand checking is only something that bad defenders do. When you feel like you got to put your hands on a guy, means you don't feel like you can stay in front of him.
And why would a bad guy do that, Lamont?
What you mean?
Why would a bad guy put his hands on you then?
Normally, what is the first thing when you playing defense? When you playing a shifty player, and we've all been in front of those guys that we know much faster than us. When that guy shifts and makes his move to go past you, and you know he's going to beat you, what's the first thing you naturally do? You get your hand up on him to hold him back. That's what you do. Because that's bad. Because that's bad defense. But at the end of the day,
no.
Hold on, hoop jargon. At the end of the day, it's not even successful the majority of the time.
To redirect,
because you cannot stay in front of them because you're.
And hand checking was never even really allowed because, especially throughout the 90s, the hand checking was the most commonly called foul in the 90s. It's called a hand checking foul. It wasn't even there in the 90s.
Excessive, but when you have impunity, not impunity, when you have the ability to use your body a lot more, it makes up for you lack of lateral movement.
So when
everybody knows it.
Hold on. You can't show me.
You cannot move your feet.
You can't show me one video of a player successfully.
Fuck a video. I'm telling you what basketball is, bro.
No. Hold on. I'm telling you right now. I want y'all, anybody, I compel you, find me one video of somebody successfully using a hand check repeatedly.
Who was the best hand checker back in the day?
I don't care. I don't care who it was. I just want, since if hand checking was so effective, there should be videos and master classes on it. And I know with YouTube, somebody made a video about it. I want you to show one video of a player
I don't give a shit about none of that.
Who was able to successfully hand check repeatedly. It don't exist. It don't exist. Hand checking was never a good concept. Hand checking is literally the worst defensive tool.
Having played basketball, we all know when you put your body on someone, when you extend your arm, you help. It's a foul when
you gotta grab them. That's a foul.
Oh my God, Lamont. I've been in freaking practices when referees had these, these little what they say, focus points, and like it's really it changes the whole defensive scheme when you can only play defense a certain way.
Are you saying today? You don't see anybody grabbing anybody on the perimeter. You don't see anybody with that one arm out. They normally don't even call it in
Very
today's NBA
seldom.
until
I've
you
seen
put two
niggas
hands
guard
on.
James Harden with their hands behind their back.
Hold on. Let's do real basketball
You
talk.
want to bring up YouTube and film? I've seen niggas guard James Harden with their hand behind their back.
I'm saying this right here.
Right?
I'm saying right here. First of all, in today's game, players can still get one arm out on you on the perimeter. That's a fact. Refs will tell you if you put that second hand up, I'm automatically calling a foul. You can't use two hands. I'm gonna let you use the one. So even in today's NBA, they will let you use that one hand, which is what you guys defined as hand checking in the 80s and 90s. And they still use it today.
It's more aggressive. So
it don't work.
Kind of marginalize it, what you do. That's fine.
I've never heard of a more aggressive hand check.
Yes, because you're able to stay inside somebody's pocket longer with having your hand to dictate where they go.
So who jargon? So you saying your strategy if you got switched off on the Kyrie on the pick and roll,
I would hand check the fuck out of him if I could.
And you know what he gonna do? He gonna snatch the shit out of your ankles.
Exactly.
He gonna snatch the shit out of you.
What's the alternative? Me playing off of him, you snatch him anyway. I have more advantage of putting body on him.
No, you would have a much higher degree of success using your height and length.
Displace him with your body,
bro. You ain't displacing
no
Kyrie.
Drive right by you.
But no. I have more success rate of being able to control it by at least trying to use that as leverage.
So
if I'm sitting in defensive stance and he just let him dance on me, he gonna go by me, bro.
Hold on. So
you talk to a nigga who the hell hot sauce before, bro. Like I know how to play defense. I understand what I'm talking about, bro.
As a 6'9" player, you gonna get up on. You gonna try to get up under Kyrie.
I'm not 6'9".
What is it then? 6'7"?
I'm 6'7".
Okay. Your defensive strategy would be to get up into Kyrie.
If I had the choice, yes.
Man,
I want to body him as much. So before he even get the ball. So since you asked the question, let me answer the question. My goal would be when he doesn't have the ball, and Lord, praise that he doesn't have it. I'm gonna get him the whole time. I'm gonna deny the fuck out of him. I'm gonna stay up on him. I'm gonna body him so he gets the ball. I'm gonna stay up on him because
players do that today.
If I lean back, if I stand back, he's gonna do what he does: either shoot the three or drive by me. He has like a perfect canvas to do his artwork, right?
So
that's my only chance.
Here's my strategy. Here's my strategy right here. Obviously, that strategy. First of all, it's because now that we are able to defend in an era that's not confined or handcuffed by legal defense, when I run into these shifty guys and I'm coaching against them, I tell my guys we going no middle. That means I want you to play to defend and protect the middle. I want you to fight on the drive to stay with the man, but we're going to send weak side help and we're going to guard them as a team because I don't expect certain players. I don't expect to be able to guard them with one player. Some of these guys are just too shifty and they too good in the ISO for you to sit there and expect to guard them. And I'm never going to tell my player, go get up and hand check. Where, again, you can still play aggressive because they still do allow you to get up under guys with that one arm on the inside. I say as soon as you put two hands in, that's a foul. So they still even allow certain forms of hand checking in today's game.
Certain forms, though, bro.
It's just hold on. First of all, they didn't allow them. They didn't allow two hands.
Not good defense.
They didn't allow two hands in the 90s. They didn't even allow one hand in the 90s. They were calling hand check foul when you stuck the one hand out.
That's a qualified, bro.
My hand check.
Okay, so what I'm saying is why we acting like hand check is not a good. If you've been a guard and I've defended on the perimeter a ton, hand checking is gonna get you embarrassed against good ball handlers. And we've never seen an era with more great ball handlers than we have in this era. Could you hand check in the 80s when most of the guards were going back to the basket and they didn't have a crossover in their bag? Yes. So when you had the Mark Jacksons and when you had the Magics and when you had all these guards who would have to turn their back and look over their shoulder to see the offense, you could hand check them and you could move them because they had no face-up game. And as soon as guards started coming into the game that had that face-up game, that had that little dance in them, and you couldn't stay in front of them, and if you got up on them and tried them crazy hand check, then your ankles is going to get snatched. Then that's when we started to see things change. And that's when more of the younger guards said, I need to start replicating that. And this is when we start seeing every small guard trying to get shifty. And then the age of the scoring point guards started to come into fold. That's what happened, though. But this hand check has never been a good tool. It's one of the worst defensive tools ever.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Everybody keeps saying handshake. Like who
I still to this day want people to hand check me.
who was the best?
I get any shot off as long as you hand check. I can get any shot off.
Does anybody know who was the best hand checker of all time since it was so good?
Bro, hand checking is not a skill. It's not. It don't even take skill to hand check. You just have to be
exactly the point.
You just have to have an arm, and it's really a built-in foul. But the players today are so smart. Just like now, I literally watched a trainer working with Luka talking about how to turn guys when they hand check, because everybody wants to hand check Luka. They'll stick their arm out and hand check. They're literally giving him drills on showing when he hand checks, this is what we do. You're going to open him up. Now we're going to take this angle. So it's too much going on now for you. Players got too much in their bag. Hand checking is just going to get you exposed against a good ball handler. Can you pull it off against some trash ball handlers? Yes. But if you're a good ball handler, or even if you're an elite shooter, hand checking is not going to work. It's not going to work at all. It's going to have you looking bad.
That's why Iverson crossed up Mike, because he tried to hand check. Like, that's terrible defense.
Mike wasn't even that that close to try to hand check.
Yes, he was. Mike. You know why Mike couldn't hand check? You know why he couldn't hand check? Mike couldn't hand check because Iverson's too quick.
Exactly.
And secondly, we know that Jordan was a good defender. Jordan wasn't stupid enough to try to get up under Iverson.
Of course not. He was going to use his length.
That's what I'm saying. No smart. Jordan was a good defender. Jordan was one of them defenders that's going to go out there and hack.
Exactly.
That's so Jordan knew, just like Pippen knew, it's better for me to play you with space, and I'm going to use my length. Now, Pippen knew that there were times when like, what did Pippen do when he was going up against Mark Jackson? He said, well, I know he not an elite shooter, so I can get up on him, force him to put the ball down, and I'm going to blow up. And since he has to play with his back to the basket, I can take away in one whole half of the floor. So Pippen knew how to utilize it and burn players. But, man, the hand check is trash, bro. I don't know why they start pumping that up as this. Like, and the old schools can continuously push this hand check because they don't have to get on the court to prove to anybody that the hand check worked. If you started telling them that if they had the legs and you tell them to get on the court, all right, show me what that hand check about. Man, they would get embarrassed, bro. Embarrassed. No. They just don't have to back it up
I
no
think,
more.
I think they're talking about the hand check back in the day, like when there was a lack of offensive ball handling ability. I mean, obviously, if you try to do it now,
but wisdom. That's what I said. Hand check only works against poor ball handlers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the old school talking about it from back then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so that means you're basically admitting that the point guards of that era were not as good.
Exactly.
Not trash.
No, I'm not gonna say they were trash, but
the ball handling hasn't evolved as it is today, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is if you have to go back to the basket because you aren't able to face your man up.
Yeah.
But then you look at guards of the day, and they penalize guards of the day, like the Steph Currys and these guards who can get to the rim and burn you when they face you up. And you say, "Oh, they're not true point guards because they can score. They don't have." You're punishing these players, saying, "Oh, he don't have to go back to the basket. He's not facilitating. It don't look like what Magic and them did. It's because it looks a little different. You penalize them. They just find ways to penalize these players, take away from them, say that they're not true point guards, say that they're not true this, that, and the other." They try to make up myths about the hand checking, like acting as if it was all impactful when it wasn't. Because the best defensive era of basketball was the 2000s when they removed hand checking. So how, in the greatest defensive era of basketball, the early 2000s, how were they able to be greater without hand checking? They just had better defenders, smarter defenders.
But they don't want to realize that, though.
The greatest era of defense was in the 2000s. No, most people don't go against that. And there was no hand checking, or at least they so-called removed the rule, but the refs still allow it. Refs still allow it to this day.
And did he compare hot sauce to Kyrie, bro? I just not thought about that.
I mean, if you're talking about ball handling, it's clear to see that hot sauce had a great handle.
He ain't no
he's
Kyrie,
not in the NBA.
Bro.
He's not in the NBA, but he had a great handle. That's undeniable.
He ain't no Kyrie.
Could you stay in front of hot sauce, though?
Like,
could you stay in front of hot sauce?
You say what?
You can according to the old heads, you can hand check hot sauce.
Nah, hot sauce will drop you to the ground. That's not happening, bro.
Wow.
Nah, that's not happening.
Like this imagine trying to hand check Trey Young. Another thing too, you gotta think they also got the little swipe foul. So Trey Young, he like if you put a hand on him, he'll just throw up a shot and get a foul like that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like with your hand extended nowadays, like these guys just go right up in it and foul call.
Hold on, but Wisdom Warriors.
Too advanced.
Well, okay, first of all, the NBA took that out the game last year. This is why we saw James Harden struggling to adjust because that rule where you stick your arms out and the ref stopped calling it. Remember Steph last year?
I've seen
refs last year. Steph Curry would be staring at the ref like, I can't get that foul. And they'd be like,
but now Lamar, I'm saying that would make the hand check not even work because then that would be a foul. They try to stick their arm out and Trey Young, he would throw up a shot.
Yeah, but the hand check doesn't work anymore.
It wouldn't work
because it compromises you defensively. You're literally showing the defense where I can beat you. And if you show a good ball handler where I can beat you, they're going to do exactly that. They're going to take what you give them. They're going to light your ankles up, man. You can't, because with the hand check, there's no such thing as hand checking and your feet ain't at an angle. You got to open up to a certain degree. The worst defense you can play is opening up to one side. If you open up, guys is going to take it. You're going to get burned. You can't hand check when you faced up with a guy.
That's only if they ambidextrous though. If they're like extremely ambidextrous and they can go both ways.
No, every player in today's game is can go with both hands.
Not necessarily. People have tendencies though, and so I mean, break down any scout report, man. It's funny, man. I play against Texas A&M University, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They had a scout report, and it was the most detailed scout report I ever saw. And we wasn't supposed to see it as opposing people, but you can scout tendencies on players, bro. And so if you know the tendency, you know where to be and you know how to play them. So hand checking definitely does work if you have a propensity to go right or left more dominantly. So yes, it gives you an advantage competitively speaking, bro. But the cat that said about comparing hot sauce to Kyrie, no, not necessarily. But I'm saying for a guy who has handles, you got to approach him a certain way. To Lamont's question about how would you guard a guy with those things, basically. So I'm just saying it's applied knowledge on some level. Have I ever guarded Kyrie Irving? No. But as a big guy, I'm 6'7", guarding hot sauce, who got things. I think we all know that on the panel. It's a way I approached him in a way he didn't go by me because I knew what to do. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Kyrie has got.
So did you hand check him?
No, I didn't.
And why didn't you hand check?
Because I didn't grow up in an era where you could do that. So I'm not used to doing it. I'm used to being like where. So to answer your question, the way I learned to play defense was being hands off, watch the hips, right? You get wide, both hands open, and you watch what the hips do.
Wait, but hold on,
hold on. What defense? Like, I was taught. Hold on. Even now, when I'm dealing with college guys, we teach hands-on defense, physical defense, right? Dictating the pace. Like I always tell my team defensively, we dictate what they do. We ain't letting them dictate nothing. As a defense, so everybody tries to act like this era of basketball is all offense. And I'm literally watching coaches when I go to these clinics talking about defensive philosophies. My main philosophy is we dictate what you do. You ain't about to dictate nothing we do. Just when coaches talk about pick and roll defense, you get skinny, getting physical, you getting aggressive against screeners. Chucking guys that are cutting through the lane, right? So when guys cut,
the hedge and all
when guys cut, when you jumping in front of them, you holding them up. When big C cutter's going through the lane, you still chucking them in the cutter, bumping the cutter. And they called it chucking. You supposed to just hit him in the chest, just make him feel it. Like when he's just there, every time he come through the lane, elbow to the chest, bumping him, all this stuff. It's a level of physicality, but people people act like all of this stuff that players were taught completely goes away when they touch the NBA. All of this stuff still goes on in the NBA. The game is just faster. Problem is, most people who watch NBA games, they spend time watching the ball in the offense and don't care about nothing that's going on defensively.
You're right, Lamont, but I don't, though. I watch all that shit.
And it still happens.
Those are the principles you're taught. You're absolutely right. But here's the problem. People don't like to do it because you get no glory bumping the cutter every time. You get no glory shooting the gap every time. You get no glory, playing help side defense the proper way. And the guys, generally speaking, when they get high and higher, they don't want to do it because there's no There's no adulation into that, and also expels a lot of energy doing that as well.
But the guy that you talked about before, Kevon Looney, does it the most. Steven Adams does it. Bam Adebayo
Yeah, and that's why they can play in this era because they do the little.
You get the glory from your coaches, though.
Yeah, but some guys don't care about that though. They want the glory from the media.
But I can literally reel off the Marcus Smarts, all the physical guards, all the players that still do these things. I can run down every team. There's a list of guards, hard-nosed players that can defend and do these things, but yet people still push the narrative. Ain't no defense in today's game.
Well, those are the top guys. You can put Pat Bev in that too. But then those other guys, when you watch them, they just
I can name a ton of guys like Torrey Craig from the Suns. He still do those things. He still, and when you can literally hear him in the huddle saying these things. If you close enough to sit by the Phoenix Sun, he be in the huddle saying these things.
Yeah, it's players in there, bro.
He remember he's the first person to cuss out Chris Paul. He was one of the first people to cuss out Chris Paul. Make sure Chris Paul. I know you can't stay in front of him, but you got to hold up the cutter. You got to chuck the guy.
Yeah.
You doing this way. So
he's not a marquee guy though, so he doesn't dictate the term of the league.
But what it don't. I'm not saying he dictates it, but I'm saying.
When I watch LeBron 2 passes away, just stand, watch.
But we acting like players of the 80s. You acting like Larry Bird was doing all these doing all this stuff. Yeah, y'all act like Magic Johnson was really chucking people cutting through the lane. Dr. J wasn't chucking people cutting through the lane. Like none of the stars in any era was doing these things. It's always the role players. But y'all act like the role players stopped doing these things. The role players still do these things in all eras. These are tasks that have been signed to role players, and they still do
it. And my retort is, you saw more of it at a higher level because guys used to get complimented on that shit back then. That was the culture. The culture was to play a little more physical, get in inside of somebody, right? That's why these clowns. Well, I didn't say clown. I don't want to say that. Bums like Rick Mahorn. Rick Mahorn's a bum, but he would come in and he had an effective dynamic to the defensive principle because he would come in and do those things that nobody would give in. I call him a bum because offensively he wouldn't give you nothing. And to me, I don't really regard that highly, but I still respect what he was able to do. But in this era, that's why guys like, man, I play against PJ Tucker in college, bro. PJ Tucker is crazy. Like he's like the defensive aficionado right now of this era. If you go back 2 years. Not so much right now, but 2 years ago, PJ Tucker was the guy. And I was like, I played this. They're like, no. But it just shows to me that shit's at a premium now. It's at a premium.
But he gets a ton of value. PJ Tucker has a ton of value right now. Most teams that are trying to win a championship want the PJ Tuckers and the Drake Crowders on their roster.
It's at a premium now, in my opinion. It's at a premium, guys who sell out like that.
But there's still a ton of them. Like we act like they don't exist. We acting like they come as few, but it's a whole bunch of them. And the Derek Whites, you got Gary Paytons, you got the Bams, the Josh Okugi. He's another one right there.
You got Gabe.
Talk about
Gabe Vincent.
I mean, it's a ton of these guys throughout the league that do it. It's a lot of the people that ball watch and care only about the offense that don't care. A lot of people that only, especially fans, they dwindle the game down defensively to if you stop the guy from scoring 30. If you stop the guy from throwing 30, that's impossible to do with too many pick and rolls in today's game. If you don't stop this guy from scoring 30, you can't be a good defender. That's how people dumb down the game today. Oh, when we was talking about Draymond the other day, the guy was saying, who Draymond stopped from scoring 30? Well, damn, the defense don't work like that. Even if you put Draymond on the best player, they're going to hit him with 2 ball screens, and now you got to switch, and something else is going on that you can't even blame on Draymond.
Hey, Lamar, I want to say this real quick. Somebody said I'm a Jordanite. Lamar, have you seen me make one Michael Jordan video in 3 years?
No, you're not a Jordanite, bro. He probably have more sensible takes than most. Come on, yeah.
I ain't made one, except Last Dance. I never made a Jordan video, so I'm not a Jordanite. Just want to put that out there. Keep going, bro.
I want to have you on here, too. I'm going to have Scott Williams on here on the live stream. I'm trying to make sure I get his schedule for next week. He's actually the color announcer for GCU men's basketball out here. So hopefully they don't have their schedule's getting a little busy right now, but I'm gonna try to get him on the show. He got a new book coming out. He's talking about the Bulls as well and his little tenure with the Bulls during their three-peat. So he's gonna be on here to talk about that, man. So he's gonna dispel a lot of myths about that Chicago Bull team.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
That's gonna be a good one right there.
Yeah, I hear him every day.
Because he got some stories about that Bulls team that completely go against the narratives I'm hearing.
Yeah, the only thing I hate about I live in Chicago, so like I lived through the Mike era. Like the only thing they had Mike didn't do no wrong, and I hate that, man. Like he was just perfect. Like I truly hate that. Like so like it's gonna be very interesting to hear like what Scott Williams has to say. Like I'm definitely gonna be tuned into that.
I mean, on one hand, I understand because he was the face of the league, so they're gonna try to make him look like he was perfect. But the other hand, it ruins it for everybody that comes up under him because you got these old heads who think that nobody can surpass Jordan, and he's just the greatest of all time, and it's just gonna be like that forever. Which that's not how it works.
I don't mind people like you just said. I don't mind if you have Jordan as the GOAT, but I just want people to be open minded enough to understand that players of the day is creeping up that list. And if you're not willing to give the great players of the day creeping up that list, they just do. And I just can't consider your list credible. I can't consider you credible. Like for people to literally walk around and say they don't have Steph Curry in their top 15 is ridiculous. This is absolutely, at a minimum, he should be in your top 15. Like we will never see that again. But it's just too much bias for the 80s and the 90s. People say they can move mountains with their skills, and like I said, I got access to a film. My buddy just sent me the link. I'm gonna be downloading it tonight with the Larry Bird game of horse. So
yeah, I mean, LeBron, my favorite player, but like if somebody come into the league and just do what he did and more, like I'm gonna give that dude his due. Like
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not delusional to where it's gonna always be LeBron. Like, no, like I'm a basketball fan, bro. Like I say, I live in Chicago. Mike was my GOAT, but now LeBron is my GOAT. That's just, but if somebody comes into the league and do more than LeBron, then that dude gonna be the GOAT. Like, that just is what it is, bro. Like that, like if you can transcend basketball like LeBron has, bro.
Hey, hit
but
the link,
even
Cody.
more, what can you say, bro? That's dominance we've never seen, bro.
Hit that link, Cody.
Like I said, people it's just nostalgia. They don't want to. Oh, he said nobody's gonna pass. That's a true JDR. Like I can't say the word on because I don't want to say nothing on it, but that's a true JDR. Like I just know nobody gonna pass him. Like
I mean,
this is the thing. Like you said, in life in general, like things advance. Like you can't just be so stuck on what happened back in the day. Like it's gonna be something that's gonna be better. That it is what it is. You gotta accept it and move on. You can still be a
yeah, but everybody's still gonna have their opinions, though. I mean, if somebody says Jordan the best, hey, that's on them. If you think somebody better than Jordan, hey, people got to respect your opinion. That's just how it goes.
I understand that, but when it comes to okay, this is my thing. Like you could say Jordan the GOAT without having to disrespect today's era or disrespect like LeBron or somebody like that. They like literally anything LeBron does. Oh, he can miss a shot. Man, Jordan would have made that. Oh, he don't make the playoffs. Oh, Jordan would have made the play. Oh, he 4-6. Like they always try to find he'll go dig deep to something that happened.
Well, no, there's a lot of intentional lies. Like I did a community post, and so the community post that I did, it said like from 97. It's like a period of time from 97 on up. It basically said that LeBron, Steph, and James Harden, those three players are top 10 as far as points in the last 5 minutes of a game. When the game is within 6 points, like consider the moments that we consider clutch. The problem is that the reason why I emphasize LeBron, Harden, and Curry, those are the three players that people watching today will tell you, oh, they not clutch. But if they not clutch, then how do they even rank top 10 in this category? And that's where I struggle with. It's just like that's when I come in and say, are y'all even watching the game, or y'all just pushing narratives because y'all saw one highlight that suits your narrative? And you just want to push it to just push your own lie or belief. That's what's happening right there. What up, Chris? What you got on this?
Well, you mute the whole. I'm my fault. Yo,
no, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Okay, bet. Not my fault. Now, I was in the earlier stream earlier when y'all were talking about Magic and Bird. As far as that goes, I'll be real with y'all. It's kind of like I said, it just depends on how you see the game. So, for example, like when we talked about Larry Bird last time, I was saying how when the gentleman up top and him were going back and forth because they just had two different ways they see the game. One person was saying how, if you drop Larry Bird in this era just at his skill set, then yeah, of course, there'd be a lot of guys that could potentially be better than him. But if you give Bird, those same access, to those same medicines and fitness, like he was trying to argue, then I could see the point in that as well. So, Lamont, I think you are correct, but I think the other gentleman was also correct. It's just how you see the game. That's just how I see it. Like, I understand both sides, upsides, and both perspective. And that video actually gave me some credibility to see, like, okay.
I struggle to understand. I still struggle to understand this concept of if you give them this new technology.
Man,
I want people to tell me about this new technology that
it's not only the technology. It's the DNA as well. It's the DNA as well.
What is it? Medicines? You said medicine.
Look, yeah, okay. I was saying the medicine. Yeah,
hold on, this is for Chris.
All right.
Yes, yeah. So I was saying like the medications.
What medicine? Like what medicine?
Well, shit, I don't know. I'm not talking about like specifics or anything, but clearly there's stuff that these guys are taking now, whether it's some kind of supplement or some type of.
Chris, they don't take anything. Most of these players don't take nothing other than maybe some type of protein powder, creatine, maybe pre-work, basic stuff you can buy in the gym, stuff that was available to Arnold Schwarzenegger and them guys. Because obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the one that said he witnessed Wilt Chamberlain bench pressing 500 pounds, right? So obviously, it don't take a whole bunch of supplements or medicines to do. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the 70s was a player that went vegan. And he was able to play 20 years just he changed his diet. He didn't need no special medicine or anything. Like, it was all based, and then the knowledge had to be there because Kareem did it. So
that's fair, but
if it existed back then, but players weren't taking advantage of it, why do I believe that those players would come into this era and take advantage of it when they didn't even take advantage of it in their own era?
Well, also you got to think about it like this. Like, I do think that it's more than just just a simple protein powder, because LeBron is on record for saying he spends millions of dollars on his body in the off season. So if you got guys like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson making similar kinds of paychecks in the NBA, and they're spending that kind of money in the off season on their body, I mean, I don't see why,
How many other players say they spend? How many other players say they spend millions of dollars on?
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
Not too many. Not too many.
LeBron is the one extreme case.
My bad.
He is. I agree.
LeBron is the extreme case because we know he's super obsessed with longevity and staying in the league, and so he's probably doing it. But there's a ton of players in the league. Chris Paul's still playing.
Wait, but
I mean, you got a ton of guys still playing. I mean, that are older, still carrying on. Now, I think most guys like JJ Redick, who can still play, they step away just because they tired of the grind. That not because there's medicines and stuff that shut them down and they can't keep going. JJ Redick talked about, I didn't want to go through another summer of just putting in all that work. He's like, I got all this money. I'm sitting, I got everything I need. Why do I want to put my body through a whole nother summer of work just to go through another NBA season when I'm rich and a whole bunch of other opportunities? So that's the only thing that's changing, but it ain't no special technology that's making these players play longer. Believe me, I'm telling you, if there was, I'd be giving it to my team right now because I got a ton of injured players right now. Come on, man. Bro, if there was some special sauce, I've been trying beet juice, wheatgrass. I'm trying everything. That shit is not working.
So Lamont, real quick. So I guess let me ask you then. Do you know the type of, or at least what kind of? I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. Like, in terms of LeBron spending money on his body, what do you think he's spending it on?
It's probably more so equipment. The equipment is the most, like, I'm talking about like the stuff that you see in the LA Fitnesses. He brings that stuff to his home. So to get high level ellipticals or treadmills, exercise bikes or workout systems, you're talking in upwards of, I mean, if you're looking at real nice workout system, you be $20,000-$30,000 if you're looking to get the best of the best, which he probably is. So, you know, he's not spending money on those special medicines or no special serums or anything that just make him stronger. If those serums existed, then every player would be taking it. It's just not happening.
Okay, that's fair.
He says hyperbolic chambers. That's another thing right there. Hyperbolic chamber can get, but anybody.
That's mostly for recovery.
Yeah, anybody can get access. Like
hyperbolic time chamber.
I don't know if those things are a tad overrated, but I mean, they got cryotherapy now, but that's hopping an ice bath. Similar results.
But I got a question for the dude with the camera on. I don't know if you heard me ask, but I did the same question I asked earlier, right? Because people keep saying technology this, technology that, right? If it's all about technology, how come, you know, a lot of people, they start off playing basketball, they'll find a kickball, a soccer ball, or a beach ball and find some milk crates and just start hooping? If it's all about technology, how come you got kids in Africa and overseas who they don't really have some of the best technology, but they still able to, you know, like do some of the things that they wasn't able to do back in the day without technology? So what does technology got to do with anything?
Well, as far as my original point, I didn't actually mention the whole I didn't mention the whole technology. I was talking about in terms of it's the millions of dollars that he was spending. I'm talking about like stuff in like.
So you're talking about like
like supplements or like equipment that he uses. You know, like Lamont was saying in terms of what LeBron was, you know, spending on himself. You know, he's probably that money also on the best personal trainers. You know, telling him what the.
That's just investing in yourself.
I was just going to say
that's just him investing.
What about this as well? What about this as well, fellas? So in this new era too, you know, like you got people eating, you know, food and stuff like that, like these chickens and stuff packed with steroids. Do you think that that's affecting like when kids are born nowadays, the size that they get and all that due to the fact that their parents have been eating all of these like enhanced foods? Because like, let's not lie, like the diet today is different from the diets of back then. Like these foods are packed with steroids now that they use to speed up the process on how fast these meats grow or the animals grow that produce the meat so they could get it out to market more faster. So these kids nowadays are as big as we've ever seen them. You know what I mean? Is the food a product of that?
I would say no.
Man, bro.
No.
Bro, I don't want to get into that. That's some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
I don't know, man. Meats and all that stuff, man. Look, man, all that stuff. Like you got young goats saying Theraguns just got popular. First of all, those things are only effective, and those things, Theragun is only effective if you actually go in the gym and put in the work. You got to get in the gym and lift the weights to be sore to use a Theragun. The massages only work if you get in the gym, you hit the weights and you get stronger. The massages help you recover. Cryotherapy is only effective if you getting in the gym, hitting the weights, doing what you need to do to train. And then you like all of this stuff that Young Ghost mentioned is stuff that players started seeking out because they sore from working out. That's what happens there. They actually in the gym. So come on. So that tells you right there, they putting in work right there. They in the gym, they putting in the work. They just trying to find ways to not be as sore and live life. But those things aren't no magic formula. You can use a Theragun for 5 hours. You know, it ain't really changing much. Cryotherapy is good, but you got to do it for a year straight for it to really see or notice any results, man. Come on. People be overrated.
At the end of the day, bro, it's like you said, like it's all about the grind, bro. If you're willing to go through the grind, then you can play as long as you want to. Like if you,
I agree with that.
You see, like Kareem played 20, Kevin Willis played 20, Dirk played 20, LeBron 20. You can play as long as you want to, as long as you're willing to grind, bro. Like
and health willing too, health as well. I mean, that's important
too. Like
exactly.
I mean,
Robert Parrish too. Played like what 22 seasons, I think.
You say who?
Parrish.
Robert Parrish. Yeah, didn't he play
like
22 seasons?
I think it was like 22. Yep.
I just think Larry Bird born in this era is a little bit quicker, a little bit heavier, just more advanced, bro. That's what I think.
But what y'all doing is y'all saying born in this era. First of all, the only thing we can do is we can only pluck Larry Bird as he was from the 80s and drop him into this era. You can't give him a whole bunch of attributes that he ain't never had. You can't say, oh, because other people are shooting more threes, he probably gonna shoot more threes. That makes no sense.
So Lamont, I guess I wanted to ask you this as well. So we're not even gonna do the whole player comparison, but do you think that if Magic Johnson was dropped, let's say in 1996, in Kobe's era, I'm sorry, not Kobe's era, but like that era for like, let me see, like that 1996 with like Shaq, Shaq and Tim Duncan were like about to start to dominate. Would you think that Magic Johnson could be a top 5 player?
No, he would not have been a top 5 player in the 2000s, man. No.
Really?
So you saying Magic Johnson would have been Michael Carter Williams? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying he would. All I said was he wouldn't be a top player. The way defense was, especially in the early 2000s, with the way teams could zone up and the way they would completely abuse you if you weren't a great ball handler, they're like, no, bro. He'd like, would he be good in transition here or there? Yes. His offense would be greatly increased because he would not be able to score 18 points a game. His ability to pass and play make, those passing lanes are going to be closed up by longer, lengthier defenders and teams that could actually sit in zones and play them passing lanes. So he would have probably the same impact in transition. His impact in the half court would be completely dwindled.
What about posting up smaller guards, Lamont?
He can even post up smaller guards, but this is the era of zone implementation. What completely destroys any good post-up player? It's a zone, and every team uses elements of zone to stop guys that like to post up. So even if he was a post threat, teams would just go into some form of a zone coverage to slow it down. They would make him give up the ball, and somebody else would would have to get the job done. So I mean, like y'all overblow these attributes. Like posting up in the 2000s as a guard would not have been the best idea.
Definitely not.
So you think that Magic Johnson would have to develop his jump shot quicker in his career?
I don't know. First of all, I don't know if he even would have developed a jump shot because he played 13-something years in the league and didn't develop a jump shot. If that ain't
he had a little jumper. He had a little jumper.
No, making a shot.
It was
making shots is not being a jump shooter. He was never a jump shooter. And the number one thing a zone is going to force you. A zone forces you to shoot. They're going to force him to shoot. They're going to turn him into a shooter. And
so I was watching a game between the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals. And listen, I'm not saying that, that Magic jump shot was all that, because it wasn't. Like, it was a simple 2K basic set shot. But regardless, he had that in his bag by the time his second MVP rolled around, and like he was just getting it off. Like he was just hitting that mid-range jumper like basically all game, and no one could stop it. I'm not saying that he had that back then, because clearly he didn't. His game was based more on transition as he was getting older. But as he got to like those late 80s years when like his prime was going in, like he had a little set jumper. Did it look pretty? No. But did it get the job done? Absolutely. For that time at least. So I'm just saying, it's not, you can't say it's impossible.
Guys were working on their games back then, fellas. Come on now, fellas. I mean, guys were working on their games to get better.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, listen, if LeBron could teach himself to shoot, then I'm not sure how anyone else, could.
Yeah, but here's the problem. It's easier to teach. It's easier to teach yourself how to shoot when you actually have some good shooting fundamentals. Magic Johnson, for his first 10 years in the league, shot 19% from a closer three-point line.
Yeah, he was like
19%.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you.
there's a difference between having hope to be a decent shooter and you're never going to be a good shooter. Magic was in the realm of you're never going to be a good shooter. 19% from the three-point line for 10 years, that's consistently bad. That tells me consistently you're a bad shooter. And I don't care if there was 1 year anomaly there where he might have got better. For the most part, he was a poor shooter. And this we're talking about it from a 3-point line that was closer.
Yeah, I think in one season, I think he shot 37 or 38% from three. Was it an anomaly, like you said? Absolutely. But to do that at least for that one season, and he did continue to keep up like that 34, 35%. So again, it's not like he couldn't teach himself to shoot, especially if it was more predicated on, earlier in his career. Because as we've seen, as the timeline for basketball goes, it goes from an outside game to a point where in this era you do need some level of shooting. So like I said, it just kind of depends. That's all I said.
Yeah, I just feel like domination translates. If you're a dominant player, you a dominant player, bro. Like no matter where you at, what era or what time.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and I won't be stuck on it.
I'm gonna give you an example. If dominance translates, what happened with Jimmer Fredette and Adam Morrison?
No. I'm talking about NBA level. I'm talking about NBA level dominance. Guys that already went to the next level and dominated and conquered.
But getting to the next level in the 70s is not like getting to the next level in 2022. It's not the same. We got look at how many good players are free agents right now. Look how many players people are crying, talking about Melo and these guys are getting black. No, it's just a ton of talent in the league. So you got a ton of talent sitting at home. You got some of the best players in NBA history sitting at home. Their services are not needed because that's how much talent it is in the league.
And that'd be my
you said dominant it could translate in any era. So if you were to put George Mikan in this era, he would be dominant.
No,
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so. But again,
the 60s is tough for me.
I'm not just taking him from the 50s. If he's born in the 90s and 2000s, whatever made him great would have still been there, which is his mind.
Hold on. So you telling me that they made a whole George Mikan drill because he could barely make a basic layup and he would come in this era and dominate?
Bro, the George Mikan drill is a fundamental drill that they teach our post players, bro. So you can use both hands.
They had to make a drill for him because he couldn't.
They created the drill to teach big men how to make layups because he missed so many layups.
I at least tried to defend my 90s and 80s players, but I can't go that far with the 60s.
Hey, if he was born in the 90s and 2000s, whatever made him great, he still would have been great. It's just fate, bro. It's just fate. Because why was he great back then and other players weren't?
Because that's back then. Man.
Because if you're better than your peers, bro, that's something special.
And then
bro,
not to mention, a lot of people talk about the 80s and the 90s. Let's not forget that a lot of them was on crack. like let's just call it spade a spade. Like a lot of them was cocaine. Let's just be real.
Oh man!
Wow.
Shit, I can't get past that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Am I lying? I don't know.
I never said you was.
Nah.
I never said you was. That's why I ain't denying shit. Sorry, I'm gonna stop cursing. Hey.
Yeah,
that's why you had what you call it, like today you had people saying that the players they miss too many games, they low manage games, and the players back in the day they just dug it out and played through it. That's because they probably was on coke before the game.
Yeah, man, come on, bro. Like their heart would explode eventually. Bro. Like not all the high level athletes was on.
You
had
Jordan. He said that on his own team and he said that they was all on coke.
Yeah, you said that.
Wait, who? Jordan, you ain't see the last dance?
I seen it, bro. I seen it.
They get mad at you when you start telling them they was on crack. But see, a lot of the people back then don't even argue with you when you say they was on crack because a lot of them was on it too.
Yeah, well, the crack era exploded in that time. I mean, and they got easy access.
It was a point in time when it was a point in time when crack was like weed.
Like they used to serve it in the club. They used to line it up for you in the clubs and all.
So it's a lot of like especially from the 70s and the 80s, them older fans, a lot of them was smoking crack. They were just smoking it. Like nobody really truly knew the dangers of crack back then. They thought it was a recreational fun drug. And They were using it like it was weed, and they was cracked out too.
Wow.
So they can relate.
I ain't got words for that.
Bro, I have a story with my grandma. I told y'all this before. I was in Mississippi. Somehow I got a toothache. And I'm like, man, I got a toothache. She's like, I got something for it. She's like, put a little of this on it. She had a whole sack of cocaine.
Wow.
She said, yeah, it'll numb it up.
No shit.
They probably, that's what I'm saying. Them players back in the day, they probably was.
But for her, it's recreational. It's all, you know. Look, Kendrick said that's a big fat lie. Cocaine was not like weed. It was looked at like recreational drug. Yeah, it was, especially on the West Coast.
I mean, that was, like I said, look, that was back in the day. They like the way how we, like I said, I'm 24, about to be 25. The way how we look at crack is different from how they were looking at it back then. So, like, I could understand that, but still, like, you can't try to compare. you can't try to say that. Oh,
look at G-Sock. He said we say anything. That's right. Come up here and disprove it.
You can't say LeBron wouldn't dominate an era full of crackheads. Like
again,
like
I said before, if domination translate, LeBron would dominate in any era, bro. Like, I'm not one of those people that try to nitpick
domination.
LeBron.
Hold on, domination only retroactively translates. If you take great players from an era ahead, they can dominate any era behind them.
Yep.
Players of the 60s can dominate the 50s. Players of the 70s can dominate the 60s and the 50s. Players of the 80s can dominate the 70s and on back. Players of the 90s can dominate from their era on back. And it goes up. But to ask these players to go up in era, when we see as the new era, as these eras change guard, we generally see a whole bunch of players from that previous area struggling mightily to adjust to the new style, to adjust to the speed, to adjust to something. And when you don't, when they struggle with that adjustment, that only tells me right there that the game is just advanced past you. And that's all that happened. The game advances, it changes up on them.
What if LeBron was born in the 50s?
Oh man, come on,
bro! It's a real question, bro. It's not a question.
What
if LeBron was born in the 50s, bro?
That's not a real question,
with no type of knowledge on how the game was, no heroes.
Y'all wish he was born in the 50s.
Listen,
that's a hypothetical. If he was
no heroes to look up to, nobody to mimic their game from, like no Marcus Johnson, no Scottie Pippen to see how they play. And he was born in the 50s.
Hold on, wisdom.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting here overhyping? Looking up to heroes, man. Nobody looking
up.
To nobody,
bro. I'm talking about people that he was able to see.
Oh, bro, nobody.
He was able to mimic their play style,
bro.
But he doesn't mimic.
Let me tell you this right
now.
now. Who does LeBron's game mimic right now throughout NBA history?
Well, a point forward, like there was already point forwards back then.
No, that's not what I asked you.
No, but I ain't gonna.
So you mean to tell me that LeBron never looked at players and had like players that were like, yo, this is my favorite player and stuff like that?
Let me ask you a question. Whose game does LeBron's mimic?
A point forward,
because we know Kobe's mimics Jordan, right? But a lot of these generational talents, their games don't mimic anything we've ever seen. This is why we call them generational talents, because we don't see it. LeBron's game, the way he attacks, it don't mimic nothing. It's just LeBron. The way Steph Curry plays, it don't mimic nobody. It's just Steph. These things, they created their own style, their own wave. Just give them credit. It don't mimic nothing you saw in the past. Everybody keeps trying to say Muhammad Abdul-Rauf was the first Steph Curry. No, that man wasn't. No, he was not nothing close.
Yeah, he was, bro.
Steph Curry.
He used to pass the ball.
Y'all trying to attach something from the 90s to this era so much so that you would make the lie up that Muhammad Abdul-Rauf was the first Steph. No, he was not Steph Curry. He was not. And then y'all try to say he was blackballed because of the other stuff. Hey, that's his problem. He needs to sort that out. He shouldn't have done that stuff then. He should have did what it took to stay in the league. Other than that, he was not
that
Steph
thing
Curry.
You see Steph Curry does, like when he passes the ball, relocates fast to the 3-point line.
Bro,
Abdul-Rauf Ben was doing
that. Steph Curry's game is a lot more than that, and that's a basic basketball action. That's something that every basketball player does. It's called passing.
Yeah, but everybody praises Steph for that.
No, they praise Steph for everything that he does.
I'm not even a Steph fan, but
nobody's walking around saying Steph's the greatest passer and relocator in basketball. Passing and relocating is basic. Everybody does it. just have drills when my team pass and relocate, pass and relocate, pass and relocate. It's called moving without the basketball. It's not that great of an accomplishment.
Oh man, bro.
Y'all be saying, y'all be trying to connect these old heads to this era so
Was
hard.
Abdul Rauf a sniper?
He was a good shooter. He was not Steph Curry.
Man.
Did he have the range of Steph? No.
Listen, they ain't
Could he
calling
score
him
like
Steph. They're
Steph?
saying
No.
that he was Steph before Steph. Obviously,
Did he have
Steph
the
took it to
handles?
another
No,
level.
hold on.
Steph is
not
evolved.
No Steph before Steph.
Hold on.
Steph is evolved.
When did Steph Curry shot 24% from the 3-point line in his career?
That's percentages, bro. That's percentages. Everybody knows Abdul Rauf could shoot that basketball, bro. Everybody knows, and I'm sure Steph watched film on
Steph
him.
is a better shooter.
Hey, look, Kendrick's B Squad mad now. Look, Kendrick, I respect generations. What did I say at the beginning of the show? I said, leave these old players in their own generation. I said, because I remember my top 75 list is probably the only top 75 list that actually gives credit to every era of basketball equally. I said, I'm taking the top 10 from every era. That gives me 60 players to start with, and then we'll sort out the next 15. I'm the only one that really gave it balance. I give them air, but don't sit here and try to come tell me that these players, if you put them in this era, they're gonna average 30 and 40, and then they disrespecting players of the day. And then when I find this video of two of the best scorers in the league from the 70s playing horse, y'all get mad because I play it because they out there looking like they couldn't even make a high school team.
Hey, that Jaylen Brown horse game was like that shit wasn't that impressive. Though, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, but you would have lost it.
But it's my thing. How you gonna compare somebody who wasn't even an all-star in their era, which is one of the weakest eras, and try to compare them to
somebody?
Bro. And look, I'm not even a Steph.
Steph is clearly better than Abdul Rauf.
How you gonna compare somebody who was an all-star in his era to somebody who's arguably a top?
But like we're just talking about play styles, man. Play styles and how things look. Obviously, Steph is a better player than Abdul Rauf. That's easy to see, but we're talking about play styles and how players look.
There's nothing similar about the play style, bro.
Okay.
Bro, there's nothing similar about it. There was nothing similar about it. Steph Curry, in game, Steph Curry to start the game, the way he gets his shots off with the ball, off ball, nothing similar at all.
So off the dribble, Abdul Rauf wasn't dropping people off the dribble.
Not to way Steph Curry is.
Exactly, not at the level, but
and it didn't look the same.
Already.
It did not look the same. It was not the same,
bro.
Because he was not the same type of threat on the floor.
If he was that great, bro, they wouldn't have quote unquote blackballed him from the league, bro. And that's a fact. Like if he was what you say he is, no way they
no. What they're trying to do when they do this, y'all? They're trying to connect some player from their era to Steph just to say it wasn't that impressive. So when they see a Steph Curry. Oh, it wasn't that impressive. We had Muhammad Abdul Rauf, man. We saw that.
Nah, that's not what I'm doing.
Nah, y'all ain't never seen no Steph Curry, bro. Muhammad Abdul Rauf was not like no Steph Curry. Man, come on, man. Y'all got to stop.
Wait, and hold on. He's talking about players from the past and players from the day mimicking players from the past. Who does Giannis mimic?
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
What do you mean? Like Giannis drives to the hole and dunks in traffic. I don't understand.
Okay, so who does that mimic? Who does that mimic? His dominance. What does that mimic?
Well, he's a evolved Shaq. Because like he can start off. Listen, bro, because he can start off from the 3-point line.
Are we serious?
Yeah, I'm serious, bro. Like he's an evolved Shaq, bro.
Wow.
Wait, what? How was that hot take?
Wow.
Bro, like this man laughing, bro. Bro, like he's an evolved Shaq. The difference is like he can start from the 3. The difference between Giannis and Shaq, clearly Giannis got the jumper and stuff like that, but he can start off from the 3-point line and take you and put you in the rim.
Okay,
Shaq was already down low.
Are you saying Giannis? Hold on. Are you telling me when you watch Shaq highlights and then you watch Giannis highlights, you're really thinking about the
drop steps, dunk in traffic? Yep.
Bro.
No, I've seen Giannis dunk off vert on 2 people like easy,
you know what? To be honest,
like one bounce.
There's really only 2 players in NBA history that truly mimic each other, and that's Kobe and Jordan.
Kobe and Mike. Yeah.
There's really no other 2 players that really mimic.
Nah, that's identical stuff right there.
Jordan.
That's identical.
And Kobe admittedly mimicked his game off Mike.
That's identical.
The mannerisms and everything, but there's no other player when they play. Like when I watch Chris Mullin play, I'm not thinking of no player today. There's no similarity. Like when I watch Trae Young run around, I ain't thinking of no guards from the. Now, I'm not thinking of Kevin Johnson. It's not the same. There's no. They're not mirroring. And then when y'all overhype, these players looked up to. No, they don't, man. They watched. And, they might have been fans, but y'all be overvaluing what these young players. They don't be giving a damn about these players, man.
What? Are you serious? No,
they don't care, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
No, yes, they do. What are we saying? Kobe Bryant. He even said he used to watch in a door Magic Johnson.
Y'all be overblowing it, man. Y'all be acting like these kids just be mouths be watering when watching videos and stuff. They don't care, bro. Hold on. First, Chris.
That's a fact.
First of all, the kids today, when they talking about Kobe, is usually about shoes. That's a fact.
They talk about him as the player. Jason Tatum.
They don't, bro. They don't care.
Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving. What? They love Kobe. Giannis loves Kobe.
Bro,
they love these guys.
They do. They do love Kobe. But the way y'all be trying to make it seem like they be idolizing them, they don't really give a damn.
They
don't
do.
Care.
That's a fact. Bro. Yes, they do. What are we saying? Wow. Shay's on record. Listen, I don't agree with this.
Just because that's what y'all did with Jordan and y'all thought he was God, that don't mean these players today, they don't care that much.
So why Devin Booker said that he watched a ton of Kobe film, that's his favorite player and all that. Why is that?
Andrew Wiggins said the same thing. Tatum has also said the same thing.
Okay.
So is Kyrie Irving.
Chris, let me ask you, Chris. All right, Chris, let me ask you a question. What similarities do you see between Kobe and Andrew Wiggins?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, because if you watch and you mirror it,
we talking about watching, bro.
We're talking about skills.
What I'm saying is, I know we all watch, but the way y'all try to use this thing that these players, boy, they looked up to these guys as heroes. No, they fucking don't.
A ton of players try to do the fadeaway, bro.
That Tatum had of 24 when he was in the NBA Finals. He's a Celtic.
That's because Kobe passed away.
Nah, that's not because
Devin Booker and Jason Tatum look up to Kobe. What you mean?
That's a fact. What are we saying?
Do they mimic Kobe though?
Who did Michael Jordan take to his Hall of Fame speech to induct him? Who? David Thompson, bro. Everybody looks up to somebody, bro.
That's looking up.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you, Wisdom. Who'd you look up to evolve your game? Who'd you look up to?
Dwayne Wade.
So if we ever stepped on the court, I should see some D Wade in you, right?
Euro step, slashing. I mean, look.
Well, Wisdom, I have a very good feeling. I have a very good feeling you're closer to GOAT Mike than D Wade.
No.
I'm almost positive.
Look. Hold up. Time.
Hold on, Wisdom, for real. Are you telling me we stepped on?
Bro, I'm not on. Bro, I'm clearly nowhere near Dwayne Wade's level. I'm just talking about a guy I saw play who I tried to.
Are you closer to GOAT Mike or D Wade?
Bro, I didn't play college. I capped out at high level high school.
And GOAT Mike is on one end of the spectrum, and D Wade is on the other end of the spectrum. Your game, where would it fall? Closer to
based on what I saw from GOAT Mike, bro. In my prime, bro, I'm better than GOAT Mike, bro. Like, nah. Like, nah, come on, bro. Like,
hey, the last person I heard say that lost to GOAT Mike twice.
Yeah, I don't know about them, but
me personally, I take inspiration from my top three and try to use that in my game.
Somebody said KD.
Somebody got some background noise, man.
But now somebody in the chat. Somebody said KD plays like a souped up George Gervin. Like, come on, man.
No, you don't, bro. They just both skinny. That's the only thing they got in common. They both skinny.
Oh, man.
Bro, George Gervin did not play like... And if George Gervin did play like KD, well, he was Jordan's teammate for a little bit while they was getting blasted early on.
They were 32 and 50 that year.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but that was only one season, though. And he still gave you 16 points, though.
And that's another thing. How if this era is so trash, how come they was able to make the playoffs with a 32 and 50?
Bro, this era isn't trash, bro. This era isn't trash, bro. Like, why I keep saying that shit? I don't get it.
That's what people say, though.
No, but why we're using the records, though? Because we can go off the times in the early 2000s where some of the worst teams in the East
East was still making the playoffs with.
There was no play-in back then.
Was they 32 and
okay?
50?
What teams are you referring to, Chris?
Some of the worst teams from like the 2000s. I'll give you all an example.
Like who, for example? Like who?
Was they 32 and 50 though?
It wasn't 32 and 50, no. But the point is that they had a losing record. I know, but the point is there were teams in the East that were still losing. That still was making the playoffs.
Oh, but they had
give me an example. Hold on, y'all. Let me try. I'm trying to sort this out with him because he said so. I'm just gonna go to a random year. I got 2003 in front of me. All right, okay. Eastern Conference. Okay. Mm-hmm. All the top 8 seeds got winning records.
Can we go to the season in 2002?
Okay, so let's go to 2002. All right, let's see what we got in 2002. Because I know
during that time.
Hold on. We got 2002.
Okay. No.
All right, let's go Eastern Conference 2002. All of the top 8 seeds in 2002 got a winning record.
But the best team, and that's fair. Okay, that's fair.
No, look, hold on. In 2002, you had 3 50-win teams. Hold on, you had 3 teams at 50-win teams, and the Nets, Pistons, and Celtics. And then from there on down, you had the Hornets, Magic, Sixers, and the Raptors and the Pacers, who were all at 42 wins or higher.
Oh man!
If you don't have above 500 record, you're not making the playoffs in 2002 and 2003. So what other year are you talking about with these subpar teams? And I can go to the roster. I don't know why you calling them subpar because you had your 50-win team, so you had the good teams at the top. You had some good teams in between, and then you had your teams that was fighting to make the playoffs at the end. But at the end of the day, if you had 32 wins, you ain't making the playoffs. Like I can go to 2004. Let me go to 2004.
Oh man, this is hilarious, man.
I'm listening right now.
I'll go to 2004. So here's 2004 Eastern Conference right here. And so
I'm looking at my bad.
Now if you go to 2004, this is year where you got a team, you got 2 teams with a below 500 record make the playoffs. You got 2 teams. You got the Celtics at 36 and 46, and you got the Knicks at 39 and 43. So are you using that metric to say that? Like, I don't know what metric we're using to say that this East was weak. Everybody likes to say what's up?
Are we gonna pretend like in 2002 when the Nets made the NBA Finals that they only won 49 games? They weren't even a 50-win team.
What does that mean?
What does that got to do anything?
That means those teams during
what year was this? What year was it?
In 2002, the Nets won 49 games. That was the best team in the East, and they got swept.
No, they weren't.
You said the Nets was
the year they made it. Are we sure?
You said 2002. They were the best team in the East. No, the best team in the. Well, they was 52 and 30. They was 52 and 30.
Hold on. The Nets had 52 wins.
52, okay.
No, that was 01-02. That was 01-02. Like, he talking about 02-03 with a 49. He talking about 02-03.
Oh, wrong season. My fault. Wrong season. But that's my point. Is no, in 03, he said.
Yeah, 02-03, that's when they won the 49 games. They went to the finals back to back. They went to the finals a year before.
No, they weren't the best team. Hold on, but they weren't the best team in the East. They the Pistons were a 50-win team. So what you see here in this, so what you're seeing is more parity because if you look at the conference, the Pistons led the Eastern Conference with 50 wins. It was the Nets with 43, Pacers with 48, Sixers with 48, Hornets with 47, Celtics with 44. That's called more parity. So they had more competition to battle with. So obviously, if you're battling with the Pacers, Sixers, Hornets, Pistons, and you're beating up on each other and you're affecting each other's record. That's all you're doing. And then you're not even taking into account potential injuries, things of this nature. Was their team unhealthy for portions of the season? Did they get healthy later and go on a run? I don't know. But just to say the end record, like maybe I would say, what was their projection before the season started? Were they projected to be top in the East, and maybe some things affected that? But they're a 49-win team, and there were 2 48-win teams and a 47-win team. They were all battling with each other. That's not a weak East to me.
But that's the narrative that goes around.
Can we compare that to the West, though? Because I'm not going to lie, for like 3 years, for like a good stretch of like 3 or 4 years, or even 5, that every single team from the West was beating the dog shit.
Here's my problem with the Western Conference, right?
The West was so
Everybody
tough.
said that the West was so great, but only 2 teams was coming out.
Bruh,
only 2 teams dominated the West, but yet the West was supposed to be so great. Like there was no parity, bruh.
Hey, but hold on. Let me ask you the question. Who did the Nets play in the finals that year?
They played the Spurs, I believe.
Yeah, the Spurs.
And they won again, and they won in 6.
Yeah, and the Spurs beat them. Spurs was a 60-win team.
But I'm saying, like, if the West was so dominant, like how people claim it was, how come it was only 2 teams dominating?
Bro, only 2, bro. Only 2 every year, bro.
Like what you call, like Kevin Garnett, he literally left the West.
Bro, Kevin Garnett and Dirk will get punished every year, bro. Like
I just
Chris Webber and them boys. Come on.
People like to give fake praise. I don't know, man. I don't like bashing your competition, man. Your competition is something players can't control.
No, you play who's in front of you. I agree with you on that. All I'm saying is let's just put the context of like who was really at the top and who was really mid. And a lot of those teams in the East were mid.
That's not true.
Bro, like the East was just a dog defensive conference.
Okay, what teams would you consider? You considered the 76ers at that time mid?
With Allen Iverson and Mutombo?
I'm just going to 03.
Oh, 03? They was all right. I mean, the Celtics, they was okay. So were the Nets. Like I said, they were a bunch of mid teams, but I wouldn't
what
say
made them
any
mid?
one of them
Like, why are you
shot.
just jumping saying they're mid?
Because when we look at the NBA Finals, we just have to look at how they got dominated every time. Like, didn't matter what team was coming out of the East between 99 and 03. Like, it was just straight domination. They won in 6 games or less.
Bro, it was some tough series, bro. Like the Pacers played the Lakers tough. A couple of bounces here and there. That thing could have won 7 games.
It was a good.
That was a tough series, bro.
No. It was a tough series. I'm not gonna sit up here and deny that. But let's be real with ourselves. Shaq by himself, when Kobe got injured in Game 2, went for 40, and they still won that game without Kobe on the floor.
But that's the thing. Like people say, the East is weak, right? Like I said, every year from 2000 to 2009, they knew in the West that it was gonna most likely be either the Lakers or the Spurs. But in the East, it could be any team that come out the East and go to the finals. So it was
bro. And check this out: the one team that came out the West got walked down by Miami 4-2.
Yep. See, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like every year in the East, it was a dog fight. So you can't just say, "Oh, it was weak." Like, but in the West,
I'm not calling those players weak. I'm just
say it was weak because
the
West had like all of the big names. When you look at the top of those rosters,
the East had big names too.
Yeah, but you're talking about the like marketing names. Like when you look at that time, the West had all the big marketing names, the names that get marketed for the shoes and TVs and things like that.
Was Tracy McGrady marketable?
Tracy McGrady played in the East and the West, so I mean that's because he played with the Magic, but he lost it.
Yeah, but during his dominant years, he was actually with the Magic.
It was Orlando. Yeah.
No, he was dominant with Houston.
For what, 3 or 4 years before he really got like the injury bug?
He was dominant with Houston.
What? No, but I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think if Tracy McGrady was healthy in 2009, do you think that they could potentially have beaten the Lakers? I remember they went into that series.
It's possible.
I think Tracy
because they went.
My bad.
No, you're good. No, because what I was saying was because they took him 7 without a T-Mac on the floor, and Kobe is on record for saying that one of his hardest assignments, like to guard, was
T-Mac.
Yeah.
So if we actually
But T-Mac was also cursed.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, look.
Second round.
Hey, hold on one second, y'all. My bad.
Went on to maybe
We going on.
make the
We going
finals.
on the 3-hour mark, and I got to get this shut down. I'm gonna be probably starting up another live stream here in about an hour or so. But let me get this one shut down so I can get the other one set up.
All right, for sure.
Going live again. There's a couple things I want to talk about. This Laker thing. I want to start a new live stream. Talk about the Lakers, and maybe even talk about the Jake Paul fight. I got to look at these highlights real quick, see what happened. They say he took an L, so we're gonna be going back live in about an hour. Give me a time to reset it back up. So y'all make sure if y'all see us go live, y'all pull back up, man. Salute Pootie, and salute Chris, man. Let me get you up out of there. Oh, my bad. There we go. All right, salute Chris. Hey, y'all, but good show, man. Good show, man. We're gonna be back. Like I said, we're gonna be back in about an hour. Talk about some of this Laker coverage, Laker comeback, man. That was a good win right there. I gotta go watch this. I mean, to come back from 27 down, that's something I gotta go check out. And then we got to talk about the Jake Paul fight, see what happened with that. But we will be back a little later on today, man. FYF Sports. Make sure y'all tune in later. But until then, it's FYF Sports, man. And we out.
Memphis,